Jimmy's a special common man. I have him on regularly because he has an expertise in the energy field, which we haven't gotten to. Plus, he also has some expertise recently in fighting a powerful HOA we're going to talk about. Now, what is your expertise?
My expertise is in auto mechanics, automobile, and emissions.
Car day.
Well, we would love to have you. Adrian, do you run a shop or anything?
Yes, ACS Auto FX.
And why haven't you been on the referral list? I'm curious.
Sound.
Well, I don't know. I'm not on the referral list for specific reasons that my budget is too tight for you.
Well, we can work that out. But hold on. Let's talk about this. You talked, when we're done, Kachina's going to take your name and number, and we'll arrange to have you for a common man. But what is your comment on emissions?
Again, out here in Jefferson County, there's two offices that say that it's not 10 months, it's 3 months. They allow that VIR to be accepted within 90 days, 3 months, not 10 months. That's
well, hold on.
Jefferson
You're saying
County.
the existing test, if it has not been used to register a vehicle, Jefferson County tells you it expires in 3 months?
Yes, two different offices.
Well, hold on, man. Our guy told us it was 10 months. Suze,
there may be different rules for different counties. I'm not sure.
Suze, can you clarify that? Adrian, thank you very much. I got to move on. Mike, you have a comment on the supplementation we talked about, plus license plates. My God, we're talking about everything today. Go ahead, Mike.
I just wanted to circle back and mention something additional. Dr. Oz said that Sean Hannity said vitamin D3 is not a vitamin; it's a hormone, and if you only take supplements, you're not getting the full 50-something compounds that your body creates when you have 15 to 20 minutes of safe sunlight daily exposure.
You know, I hope you understand. I was not suggesting that people stay out of the sun. What I was saying is that it's not going to give you the level of vitamin D3 you need.
But 20 minutes will give you enough, and it will give you the full spectrum of compounds.
Yes, it will give you the full spectrum. You're absolutely right on that. You're right. But I think both would not hurt you, is what I'm saying. I just think that you should limit your time in the sun, and 20 minutes is a good interval or a half hour. But thanks for your comment on that. Really, I'm serious. I always like to clarify things. 303-713-8255. Oh, sorry, you had a license plate thing. Go ahead. What is your thing on tags? Mike, let me bring you back here quick. Go ahead.
Can you figure out or find out for me how I renew my license plate tags?
You do it online. You're talking about your registration, right?
Well, what if you don't have a credit card, though? I mean...
Oh. Wait a minute.
How do you do it then?
Hold on.
I called them up, and they said...
Debit card?
Hold on. You can do an ACH online or not, with the DMV or not?
I'm pretty sure you can.
You know, Mike, I don't know. I don't really know. Have you tried to renew online?
No, I haven't, but I need proof of insurance, so I got.
Well, wait, how do they do that? I mean, I renew online. Suze, you help me.
Online, you can do a credit card, debit card, or online check.
But Suze, how do we do insurance online? Do we upload or something?
No, I thought the state of Colorado has it attached in their system that you have insurance or not. Maybe he just needs to go right into the DMV.
Mike, you've never renewed a registration before?
Yeah, but they won't take in-person visits.
Wait a minute. If they won't take in person and you can't...
No.
Yeah, they will.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. You have to make an appointment. That's the only difference nowadays. You have to have a time.
They told me not for tag renewals.
Are you sure?
What county?
Well, call them up. Arapahoe.
Can you renew Colorado registration?
Brother, I've renewed my car in Arapahoe County in the last 6 months.
You just got to go in, man.
Hold on. In person. Hold on.
Yes, they will.
I'm going to say this. Hold on. It says this. It is recommended you bring proof of insurance, any other documentation necessary to your motor vehicle office to renew your registration in person with an appointment. So I'm sorry, bro. I'm finding something different here.
I'll try it.
It says
it's
here,
not.
hold on, in fact, not all counties, hold on, what online registration renewal application do? What will I need to begin my renewal? And how do okay, your renewal documents. I don't know how you.
Tom, it's Arapahoe County. I went into Arapahoe County. They take walk-ins. They can do an appointment.
No, I believe you, yeah.
303-795-4500.
The online, but I remember, Suze, I don't understand about that. The one part that confuses me on the online registration, and I know you helped me do it. We were in the office. Did I have to upload anything about my insurance?
No, not at all.
How do they know you have insurance?
My understanding is it's all connected in the system with the state of Colorado, but no,
VIN
you don't
number,
have
maybe,
to do that.
Maybe it's connected to the VIN number.
Yeah.
You know what?
This
Let's
guy's
call Compass.
overthinking it.
I want to call Compass Insurance and ask them. B, it's your turn, B. Welcome. Mike, thank you for calling. Mike is one of my favorite pains in the ass, too. Now, Hammy's not one of my pains in the ass. Hammy is just vocal. He's very vocal. And he tells me I have to shut up sometimes, so he's extra vocal, and we're going to get into that in a minute here. B, what's going on?
I am a landlord, and I have a rental property, and I have some people in my house right now, and they've been there since February, and they've already called me 7 times for, the lock. I can't get in the house.
So they're new tenants since February.
Right.
And are they pains in the butt? I hate to use that expression 6 times today, but
yes.
Are they pains in the butt?
Yes.
Okay, so how long does their lease go?
It's month to month.
Then evict them.
They pay their rent.
Okay, so what exactly is it you don't like?
That they call. I live about 30 miles from them.
They call you too
they
much.
Can't seem. Yes, they call me too much. Yesterday, she seen a black widow outside the house, and she's.
Oh, I get it.
Here,
how about hiring a property manager?
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, we have one. Suze, don't we have one on the referral list? Property moguls or something?
But I have a question.
Yeah.
If I decide not to go with a property management company, what if in Colorado, is it legal to put on the lease, the first $1,500 out of pocket for like any type of maintenance?
Wait, okay. You're asking, can you have kind of a deductible for the tenant, like the first $1,000 they pay?
No. Let's say they called. I need an exterminator. It's going to cost me $200, and it's something that they're requesting, not something I'm doing on my own. Can I have something in my lease that says they have to pay the first $50 for all maintenance calls?
A deductible, isn't it just what I said? A deductible. They pay the first $50. I said $1,000, but let's say the first 50. Is that you can have you can have any form of deductible you want if they agree to it. Now, if it's ruled to be unconscionable, for example, let's say you have that they pay the first $50, okay, for any maintenance they request. How about that? Then that would be fine. But what if you had a sewer backup and it's not their fault? Then that would be weird. So I would say
no, I wouldn't charge them on that. I just want to.
But I understand that. You can put an agreement like that in, that a tenant pay the first $50 of maintenance they request or repairs or not repairs so much, but maintenance. I think you could, but here's the deal. Because you have a month to month, you can change the terms. If they pay their rent, I had one time that asked me to come and change a light bulb. And I'm not talking about a light bulb that was that difficult to get to either. And I thought, can't you change a light bulb? And they said, well, isn't that part of your maintenance? I don't know. I mean, it's up in the air. Some tenants are pains in the ass. Some aren't. But
because it's not like it's a 24-hour maintenance. It's not.
No, I know. So give me some petty things they've called about.
Just oiling the key lock.
Really?
Washer needed to be put on the spray of the sink.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I mean, they could have sprayed some WD-40 in a lock, for God's sakes.
Yeah, one of the strips, that transition strip that goes from like carpet to the hardwood floor, it was coming up. They couldn't nail it in. They were scared that the baby was going to get caught in it. They found a black widow outside of the home, and they want us to hire an exterminator to go spray.
Raise their rent.
Okay.
Exactly, and hire a property management company. I mean,
That's what I would do.
Welcome to being a landlord.
I would do that. Yeah, being a landlord can be a pain. Before this, did you have pretty good people?
I've always had good people, and they're good. They keep the house really nice and clean.
Well, then I would suck it up. Or what you do is you work on some kind of a deductible arrangement.
I've never raised their rent $100 a month, and then that covers. I mean, how many requests do they have on average a month?
Right now they have 7, and they moved in February.
Wow.
So how many is that?
Wow. So like 1 or 2 a month.
How
so
much?
Raise their rent $100.
If you add up the 7, what does it come to in cost?
Well, one of them was, the air conditioning. That was, not their fault. And another one, the dishwasher, was not their fault.
Okay. Then they had 5. Of those 5, what did that add up to?
Oh gosh, it was really nothing. Because we went and did it ourselves.
But if you had to hire somebody, what would it have been?
Oh gosh, probably I would say about $800.
Okay.
Just because
well,
everybody charges an
I think
Hammy
hit it on the head, man. He said $100 charge.
On average, 1 request a month to come fix stuff doesn't sound terrible to me. I know it's annoying, but I mean that's how things are.
Okay.
I don't know, in my opinion, but even if you raised your rent $100 and you're charging them $50 per occurrence, you're still ahead $50 with that rate. One issue a month. What do you think, Tom? You rented property?
Well, I think you raise it and have a property manager or a handyman on call. And then if it gets to be outlandish, you raise it again. I mean, you have to do what you have to do. But there's something to be said about good tenants as well. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I didn't do the 15 yet. I got to take this quick break. I'm Tom Martino.
Good job.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Denver area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 303-221-DADS. CordellCordell.com.
So if you're looking for safe financial investments, Joe Ciano has been advising people on establishing retirement income in a safe pension plan. And in fact, we had a movie that highlighted, it was a documentary and part dramatization that highlighted the dilemmas and insecurities of today's retirement plans and how to get around it. So Joe, can you go over what options people have if they're younger, if they're older, if they have lump sums, or if they don't have lump sums?
Yeah, Tom, what happens is this, people want to have pension plans. We're used to having the good old pension plans that we used to have. Our annuity is a pension. It's a pension account, and it has many benefits, as you probably know. Number one, it has the 15% bonus. It has guaranteed growth, guaranteed no loss, and an income for life as well as long-term care. So this is what people need in today's economy. People are losing money. As a matter of fact, you want to know something? I met a lady yesterday that actually checked her account, 30 days ago, and she had lost $30,000. That means that she lost $1,000 a day. I want to ask you something. How many people do you think are willing to lose $1,000 a day just by having their money in the wrong account?
And in the annuities you're talking about, the fixed indexed annuities, there are guarantees in writing for no loss.
That is right. And they're going to get guaranteed growth no matter what. It has nothing to do with the stock market. So people that may have annuities a 401k or an IRA, this is an ideal vehicle for them to set their mind at ease.
And to find out more, all you have to do is contact Joe. I'm telling you, I've known him for 30 years, and you can trust him. MyMoneyMyWay.com, 303-779-6600, 779-6600. Hey, if you want your carpets cleaned, how about using science? Zero Res Denver, they use science, not chemicals, but science. For example, they know that high alkaline, super soft, purified water is one of the best cleaning agents in nature, and they put that together with a scrubbing technique and no use of chemicals, soaps, solvents, or emulsifiers to clean your carpets in a 3-step process to remove dirt, dust, dander, leaving no dirt-attracting residue. Less water means they get clean faster, use less water, and stay clean longer. Carpets, tiling, grout, granite, mattress, upholsteries, area rugs, duct cleaning, commercial and residential services. I love these people. Right now, $33 a room for the first 3 rooms. They always have specials, 303-471-5150, 471-5150, ZeroResDenver.com.
About 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Hey, Tommy.
Yes.
So maybe you can help me with this question. If a restaurant bar with a liquor license, beer license, okay, if it's owned by an LLC, the liquor license is under the LLC, and the owner dies, while the restaurant bar is being transferred to another LLC, can they run the restaurant and bar while it's being transferred without violating like the liquor laws and liquor license?
If there is an LLC, that's an entity. But
yes.
If it's a single person LLC, then it would be a disregarded entity and it would die with him. If it has more than one member, it would continue on. So here's what's wise.
So they might have to get a new liquor license.
That's right.
If there was only one.
That's exactly.
If the person, okay.
Yeah, because single person LLCs are called disregarded entities when it comes to taxes and all of that. Now, it still limits liability, but when it comes to official business.
None of those assets can be transferred?
Well, the assets are in the LLC.
Right.
They don't have to be transferred. Well, somebody has to take over the LLC. They should have had the LLC in 2 names, even if one of them was just to take on the LLC when they die. But if it's in one name, a single person LLC, they have to have in a will or in a trust someone. If someone takes over that LLC, as Jack says, then they inherit all of that.
Okay.
Now, did this already happen? Is it too late?
Yeah, it's the owner of the Stagecoach.
Oh, and so their LLC was a single person and they died.
I'm finding out now.
Okay. We can get an attorney on for them if they want to call.
Station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, Harris Family Law, tomorrow night we'll have a new webinar. To find out about that and past webinars, to see them at your leisure, go to harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars. harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars. I love it because it's all free information and it's indexed for easy reference. Now, that's harrisfamilylaw.com/webinars. Gene, you have a comment on emissions? Go ahead, Gene.
Yes, hi, Tom. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
Okay, well, you know, they have the roadside emissions.
Yeah, the one where you drive by.
Yes, I went through there yesterday, and it should work for me. And my license is due in December.
Well, you'll get a notice you'll get a notice saying no test necessary because you did one of those.
Yeah, I did not hear anything about you saying that on the radio.
Well, no, I didn't mention it because here's why. Most of the time when people drive by one of those, I guess I never heard of people driving by on purpose, but I guess you can. But people who happen to pass one of those, it takes a picture of your license and sends you a letter, and I believe it says you don't have, congratulations, you don't have to come in for a test or whatever, and they give you a number.
It does, Tom. And I always make it a point to look at my license and drive by through it, and it works too. And I went there one day before they were due the last time, because I had forgot.
So where do you get a list of where they're set up?
Well, right now they're set up on the Boulder Turnpike and Broadway going westbound.
I understand, but there's more than one. Is there a place where you can get a list of them?
Yeah, you just call the missions, and they'll be more than happy to tell a person.
Well, thank you, Gene.
I do. Okay.
I appreciate that. That's Gene, the dancing machine, I think. Anyway, Rob, what's going on, man? With Cam Solar's a pretty good company. What's going on with them?
I have two solar panels, according to my app, that aren't reading. That the solar panels aren't.
Now, how long ago did Cam Solar put your system on?
It was probably in 2017 or 18.
So we were associated with them many years ago, and they did a really good job, but I thought they left the market. But in any case, what I love to tell you is, first of all, is it being leased or purchased?
We bought it.
Okay. It's probably not their responsibility anymore anyway.
No, there's a 25-year warranty.
No, that's on the materials, on the manufacturer. That's not for the installation. So what is not working? That's what I'm asking you. What's not working? I'm sure it's nothing Cam Solar made. I'm trying to get you the warranty work. What is not working right now?
Two solar panels.
Okay, so those solar panels have a 25-year guarantee, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have an idea. What brand are they?
I think they're Tesla, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Did you contact the manufacturer?
No. The problem is I can't get a hold of Cam Solar.
You don't have to get a hold of Cam Solar. Do you understand what I'm saying? First of all, in the solar business, they come and go. They come and go like fleas and gnats. But Cam happened to be one of the better companies back then. But what I'm telling you is the people who manufacture the components do not come and go. They're good companies, and the warranties usually mean something. So Cam has nothing to do with your warranty.
I'm pretty sure that their workmanship is included in the warranty.
Okay.
I'd have to get the contract out, but
I will bet you that their labor is not included. Okay? Not for 25 years it's not. And even if it is, I don't even know if Cam Solar's not around anymore, neither is the warranty. So all I'm trying to tell you is how to get help, if you want to know how to get help. By the way, Cam Solar, let me find them. They seem to be still in business, and they're headquartered in San Antonio. Here's the thing. Hold on a sec. Here's what I want to tell you. I have someone you should call who can help you get your warranty work and all of that, okay? Now, as far as I can tell from Cam Solar here, I see no lifetime or 25-year warranty on their on their workmanship or installation. Let me see. I'm looking here. I'm reading about it. And they're still around. They won't call you back?
Right. I can't even get a phone call. You call them, and it's just a phone service, and nobody will call you back.
Okay, hold on.
It's
yeah,
been
it might be.
almost 3 weeks now.
All right. Hold on. I'm looking. Yeah. They have all the okay, here, solar warranties. Okay, let me look. It says long-term commitment, blah, 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 fortunately for homeowners. It says here, fortunately for homeowners in Fort Collins, Denver, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, Colorado, as well as San Antonio, Texas. So they do claim Colorado still. It says here, I'm trying to say what the warranty is. It just says long-term commitment. Okay, 10-year warranty on workmanship, 15-year warranty on the manufacturer, and 25-year on the 15-year on the inverter, and 25-year on the panels. So if let me explain something to you. Workmanship does not mean labor. Here's what I mean. Workmanship means if they installed it improperly or did something improperly, they have a 10-year warranty on that. The 25-year solar panel warranty is for the solar panel itself. The labor to remove and replace is not included. It's spelled out very clearly here. So workmanship is a 10-year warranty. You'd probably still be covered under their workmanship if it was their workmanship that failed. You said 2 solar panels are not working. You can get that solar panel warranty done, but you have to pay for someone to remove and replace those panels. So what I think you should do is go direct to the manufacturer. And what I would do is I would use the solar company right now that has been doing really good work. I say right now, listen, because there's no guarantees in life, but they do a great job. And I would call them right now. They're called ProBid Energy. ProBid Energy, by the way, what they do is service, repairs, even on systems they didn't install. So if you look up probidenergy.com, they'll know about your panels. They can probably contact the manufacturer and help you get warranty work. You do not need CAM for that 25-year solar panel warranty. Nothing about CAM will help you with that warranty. They will not install it free. That is not included in the warranty. And I want everyone to know, it doesn't matter if CAM did it or anyone. Long-term warranties on solar do not include labor. Workmanship is different than labor on a replacement. Workmanship means if they did it wrong. 303-713-8255. By the way, please look up probidenergy.com. They're good people.
Very nice.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
A couple slowdowns on the turnpike to occupy your 11 o'clock drive. I-25 northbound at Bellevue. A crash has been moved off to the left shoulder. We're still seeing some stop and go back from Dry Creek. About 6 or so minutes of delayed driving to 225 and further to downtown. Into downtown, I-25 southbound at 20th, a disabled vehicle in the shoulder. Watch out for some slowdowns just before the HOV lane. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, sunny skies out there today and throughout the rest of the week. Highs in the low to mid 80s this afternoon. Overnight low of 52. Tomorrow sunny again, a bit warmer with a high of 86. The current temperature in Denver, 68 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Klein tools are new at Lowe's. Right now, get the new Klein 3-piece ModBox mobile workstation exclusively at Lowe's for just $319.94. Because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows pros.
You know, someone asked me the other day, why do I call Fix-It 24/7 to my home for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains? It's simple. They're going to come for service and not try to sell you something. They look for proactive ways to fix your problem. And for $39, you get a tech to your home. If you and then they find the problem and give you a satisfaction guaranteed solution. And when you have the work done, they credit you the $39. Now, here's the deal. It's a no-risk offer, but I like them because they're not trying to sell you something. They're trying to fix your problem, and they have an eye on preventive measures as well. So why don't you call them? You can trust them. I know I do in my home. And that's 720-526-3939, fixmyhome.com. So you hear me talk a lot about retirement planning. Retirement planning means more than just talking and investing and getting people to talk you into something or another. A lot of people who call themselves retirement planners are nothing more than insurance salesmen. But I'm going to tell you about Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. They're sponsors of this show. I know them, I trust them, and I use them. They help me with my retirement. They go over all elements of retirement. I can call or text at any time about questions. They can help me with formation of LLCs for businesses, or for retirement planning when it comes to income for life, or when it comes to long-term care, estate planning. They consult me, and it's all built into their package. You should meet with them, and you should see what they can do for you. rpcenter.com. They're great people, and their fees are very low. They're built in compared to what they save you. You'll find out more when you meet with them. Just call them, and there's no obligation. rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211.
Nice.
How much time do I have?
3.5.
Okay, I want to get coffee again. Do you want more? Come on up, brother.
So, Tommy.
He went to go get coffee. I
think he's getting coffee.
Do, 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 do. Hey, Jack, didn't you go to Croatia or something?
I did.
Was it nice or what?
We were gone for, oh God, I wanted to stay. We were gone for like a little over 2 weeks, about 16 days.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's the most beautiful place I've ever been in the world, and best trip, just great people, amazing food, amazing experiences. Weather was great. I mean, yeah, life doesn't get any better than that trip. Been depressed ever since I got home.
Oh, I bet one of our clients is out there or was out there last week and sent me a picture. It looked really pretty.
The place is unbelievable.
Wow.
Don't really feel that way often. Usually after like a week or 10 days of vacation, I'm ready to come home and get back to work and get back into my routine. And this time I feel like there's some sort of like ancient pull for me to go over there and live. We're looking at going over there for like 5-6 weeks next year. And just
That's kind of cool. Huh. Where the people were nice.
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Nice.
Highly recommended. Pretty cheap, all in all. Cheaper than Mexico.
Definitely really? That's surprising. Hey, Tommy?
That's we're talking about Croatia.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the Stagecoach was owned by one member LLC and she had the liquor license in that LLC, the liquor license dies with it?
Well, the
unless
LLC
she had a will?
is in suspension, and usually with a single member, you can't just substitute. For example, if a gangster took over the LLC, it wouldn't be, yeah. I would say that there's a good likelihood. However, if she has a question that's kind of emailed or called to you, why don't we get an attorney on to talk about it?
What attorney would we get on
That's
for
what
that?
I'm trying to think right now.
What
so
about
let me
Keel
think,
and
and I'll
Park,
come up.
the new ones? They're
What's
up
that?
there. Keel.
K-How.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have an unusual inquiry coming in by, I think it's either email or phone call off the air. And Suze, because this involves estates, but it also involves a liquor license, it's more a liquor license question than it is an estate question. The LLC can be left to someone, but if it wasn't, was it left to someone, first of all?
They're trying to find the will.
Okay,
They're opening the safe
let's
today.
get Mackenzie on real quick. Let's get Mackenzie on real quick if we can. If not, we'll get our new estate planning firm as well. We have a couple now.
Because they also do business law, Tom, Keeler Park.
You know what? Get them on then. Let me ask them.
Okay.
I'll ask whoever you get on about this. This is a good question because you're right. It has both business and estate traits to it. So as I said, Jack Hammy's with me. We call him Hammy. Let's just call him Hammy. The hell with it. One of my chief YouTube morons. And Jack, you are in the energy business. We don't have to go into detail, but you've had royalties. You were in the business. You were also an engineer in the engineering firms. Tell me what you did, basically, like in a sentence or two.
I need two.
Too much.
I invested in. Yeah, that's typical show.
See, I know.
Yeah.
He accuses me of interrupting him. That's why I did that.
I know. So I've invested in actual oil wells, working interests, and then I've owned and operated several businesses that support the oil field industry.
Okay. Now, on a side note, how long will oil be a viable investment? I'm serious right now. Gas stations, oil, petroleum,
I don't know the answer,
exploration.
but
what do you think?
The higher the price goes, the more obviously valuable that commodity is, and the better of a.
So as it phases out, it's actually going to become a greater investment.
Absolutely.
But then eventually, do you think it's realistic to see it gone? I don't, because of plastics and all the other stuff, right? Even if they get rid of cars, 100%.
Yeah, cars are a small fraction. You still need everything made in this room is made of plastics and petrochemicals.
Let's talk then about the strategic oil reserve. And by the way, we're still taking phone calls, and I'll take your calls as priority. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget, you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, and you can call that even around the clock and leave a number. We'll get back to you. Jack, I want to talk about this. What was the purpose, or is the purpose, of what's called a strategic oil reserve? What is the purpose of it?
It's a 3-month supply of.
It's only 3 months?
3 months total.
When fully filled.
If it's fully filled.
And what is that for? To stem us through a war or something?
Yeah, and that's 3 months is just offsetting imports. So if all imports were to stop, that just gives you 3 months of, if everything's shut down, you have 3 months of imported oil stocked there.
And we figure if a war happened or anything, 3 months should be enough time.
A hurricane, a huge storm.
Now, it wasn't meant to be used to lower gasoline prices to make a candidate look good.
That's correct.
Okay, but we're going to talk facts right now. First, is Biden, and let's be honest, was Biden the first one to tap into those for political purposes so he could look good and lower gas prices?
That I know of, yes. I don't know the answer.
Are you sure? I wonder.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never seen it before, and I never heard it in 15 years. So.
How much did he take from the strategic oil reserve?
Over half, so over 400 million barrels of a 700 million
right now. Then,
supply.
what is? Did we replenish it?
No, he promised to basically sell it at a high price. Sell it at a high price and then refill it at a low price.
Okay, but hold on. We're going to talk more about this coming up. I want to take Dahlia real quick here. Dahlia?
Yes.
What's going on?
Just as I said, I had paid off my loan with Capital One for my F-150 2016, and I'm yet to receive my title. I've called.
Now, did you call before, Dahlia?
Yes.
You have, okay, I'm looking for your call. Hold on, we'll come right back to you. All right? 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
That was it.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage.
Some drama up on the northwest end of town. The intersection of Sheridan Boulevard and 120th Avenue is completely blocked by crews due to an accident. We're seeing stopped traffic in all 4 directions at the intersection. be on the lookout for detours around the scene. Otherwise, a pretty standard drive throughout the Denver Metro on the south end of town. I-25 northbound, a crash off on the left shoulder at Bellevue with slow traffic back from Arapahoe Road. A couple minutes of delays. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies today and throughout the rest of the week. We're seeing highs in the mid-80s this afternoon, overnight low of 52, tomorrow high 86. The current temperature in Denver, 73 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage?
God.
Here's a hint. Fall finds for $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
I had a friend, a plumber, ask me, is that true that you have a company that advertises that does water heaters for $12.99? I said, yeah. 40-gallon water heaters, fully installed, with new supply line for gas and water, and then they take out the old and haul it away. And $13.99 for a 50-gallon. He said, that's unheard of. He said, I can't touch it. And in fact, no one knows how they're doing it, but EuroplumbingColorado.net is doing it. And they say any size water heater you get, they're going to beat the price. That's EuroplumbingColorado.net, 303-668-6844. Now, you want to know someone else who is famous on this show? SimplyFloorsInc.com. Simply Floors. The name says it all. They are Simply Floors. But I should call them simply the experts and the go-to people for all your flooring needs. Buddy and Karen Mitchell, they help you find the best floor for your job, for your mission, for your house, whether a fix and flip or dream home, anything from carpet, LVT, LVP, laminates, engineered hardwood, solid hardwoods. They can do it all. Simply Floors Inc. That's INC. SimplyFloorsInc.com. 2 locations, 470 in Quebec, 52nd in Ward. But give them a call, 303-731-5380.
Fabulous.
Okay, so what were you saying? Do I have my? Yeah, absolutely. If I didn't have another TV thing today, I would take it today. This is a perfect day. In fact, it's absolutely a perfect day. I have to shoot.
Oh, I need to call these. I need Neil Cohen.
And we can meet there and go anywhere. We have fun.
All right.
That would be great.
Dang it, I need to email him.
Yeah. You know, I love doing that.
Neil, KRDO.
Oh, that's right.
I got so.
That was way from the first
I
time.
got so sidetracked. Oh my God. Okay, Neil from KRDO, help me out, brother. We can get him on tomorrow too. Martino, show help. Hey Neil.
Jane of all trades.
How would we read? Oh, actually, I've got TJ
Your
from
own thing?
KRDO.
Why up that area? Is that where you?
TJ, I know KRDO, I think he's still on. Okay. Let's see, who wrote this
does he have a shop
story?
in your home?
Quinn.
Is it cool looking?
Shoot.
Is it in the basement?
Hey, TJ? Hey, it's Suzanne with the Tom Martino Show. How are you? I'm doing good. Can I just ask you a quick question? Any idea how I would reach that reporter at KRDO, Quinn Ritzdorf?
Are you kidding me? No shit. Oh, Stephanie, I want to know about that.
Oh, okay. I'll take that, and then I'll give them a call. Is that a he or a she? Do you have any idea? Okay, yeah, he's covering a story, this Jane of all trades, and we've had complaints on our show about her. And so I was hoping Tom wanted to talk to him about the story if he were available. What's the newsroom number?
I can't find Dahlia. Come on, man. She called in before.
And that's 719, correct? Cool, man. Thanks so much. Bye.
I can't find Dahlia. She's
Hey, Chelsea, Suzanne with the Tom Martino show up here in Denver. How are you?
Dahlia. So F-150, 2016 alone, some kind of problem. I cannot find it. Those are checks written by each one.
Oh, no kidding. They actually wrote those checks.
Oh, yeah, from their banking.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like this was written from Paul John back in, like I guess September 24th. Let's see, it was for 96,000. Get out of here. This one was written to one of the three, right? Just various checks they wrote. But this one right here.
At getquip.com/star.
An iHeartRadio station.
You give me that funny feeling in my tummy.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome. Okay, so, Dahlia, I can't find your previous call, but it doesn't matter. We'll still help you. So you're calling about a loan for a 2016...
So I'm calling about the title. The loan
The
is
title,
already
the
paid
title,
off.
got it. Okay.
And the
Now,
account
where
is closed.
did you pay off the loan?
Yes.
Where did you pay it off? Did we lose her?
Yes, we lost her.
Doggone it. She paid off a loan on a 2016 F-150, but I don't know when, and she still doesn't have title. Okay? We can help her with that. We can make some phone calls. So call back, and I don't have your previous call, but I will have this one. I'm going to mark it here, pending, and we'll get it back, okay? I mean, we'll get you back on. Now, Mike's got a comment on plastics and oil. We were talking to Hammy about oil and the strategic oil reserve, which we'll revisit too. Go ahead. What is your comment on that, Mike?
Well, the simple reason that we can't replace oil and its byproducts comes down to cost. Dow Chemical's been trying to create a man-made biological synthetic replacement for plastics that's biodegradable, but they can't do it because of costs. That's all it is.
Well, that's all everything is.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. So we were talking to Hammy. Thank you for calling. We were talking to Hammy, and Hammy, you said about 25% of a barrel goes toward gasoline? Hold on. Yeah, okay. So 25%. The rest goes for all kinds of petroleum
Asphalt, naphtha,
So
products.
I don't think greenies are looking to, and I don't mean greenies in a derogatory way. Some of them are insane, some of them aren't. And then the Church of the Climate Change, I'm not talking about those religious advocates, but I'm talking about just basically in general. I don't think everyone is against oil in general, right? They're against mainly vehicles. I've never heard them talk against asphalt, have they? Or talked against plastics?
I think most people are uneducated about that. The industry does a terrible job of marketing itself.
Because really, even if you did away with all internal combustion engines, there would still be a need for oil.
Absolutely.
And you could not do away with everything that oil makes.
That's right.
I mean, you could,
but we'd
be back in the dark ages.
You couldn't harvest crops. They all use diesel machinery. You couldn't make batteries because that used diesel machinery.
But even if theoretically it was all done away with, all of the fuel, you still need what it makes.
Correct. That's
as
right.
a raw material. Okay, so we were talking about, and by the way, feel free to call back on that other thing, Dahlia. I want to help you on your loan. Or anybody with a call, 303-713-8255. So quickly, oil reserve, Biden tapped into it so prices would go down a little. They didn't even go down that much, but they went down a little, made them look good because people were really bitching and moaning about gasoline. And he burned up about half or a little more.
More than half, yeah.
So we have usually 3 months in reserve. What do we have now?
Less than a month.
Less than a month in reserve.
Less than a month in
And
reserve.
they have not been built up again.
They have not. They
Is there a
promised you they
plan
haven't.
to build it back up?
Yeah, but they're not following that plan.
Now, some people say no big deal unless we get into a war. What difference does it make? Right?
Well, it's a tool to be used in times of war, geopolitical unrest. Doesn't have to be war.
Geopolitical unrest, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Right.
any sort of, major
Have we
storm.
used our reserves in the past, not for the economy, but have we used them because of unrest?
Yeah, during wartime efforts they have. I don't know about unrest.
During COVID, did we use them?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
They kind of ebb and flow, but
We're
not to the
not
scale
building
they
them
were.
up again at all? Are you sure?
Very, very little. I mean, they've added 1 million barrels in the last month or something, the last I checked, after, and it was to replenish. Over 400 million barrels is what was taken.
Now, with the Church of Climate Change and the green movement, has exploration slowed down?
In certain areas, yes, and it's picked up in areas like Texas, New
But
Mexico.
so the net effect?
Net affecting like Colorado, it's down.
The net effect in the world, is it up or down?
It's down slightly.
And then in the United States?
It's down slightly.
And in Colorado?
Down almost 25%.
So all over it's kind of down.
Yeah, Texas has increased though.
Is it going to continue going? Well, we got more coming up. Hold on.
Wow.
I love talking about this stuff. Well, I know, that's why I'm talking. I know. That's why you're here. It's good
It's
stuff.
interesting. Even people that advocate very hard against
But
the
I make it
industry,
very
they use
simple.
the products
I make it
every
very
day.
simple too. I mean, I want very
Yeah, I get
simple.
it.
I want people to, I don't.
Hey, you just gotta let me talk.
I want to get into the intricacies. Well, so far I haven't cut you off, have I?
A little bit, but
In what way?
Jack.
every sentence.
A little bit. Oh, I'm one. I have had high stress today, Scott.
It's been
This is not
kind of wild.
a conversation in a bar. It's not even a conversation on a talk show.
I will say this. It is so nice having Mark drive me to work.
I bet.
God bless.
I heard there was a big
I miss
traffic
that.
jam or something.
Yeah, freaking pedestrian on the highway down by Castle Rock this morning, hit and killed, I guess. So it's like, I don't know what they were doing on the highway. Once in a while, you'll see someone walking on it down there, but so it's kind of messy. But it's so nice. He drives, I read.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's a perfect situation.
Yeah.
Now, well, really, I would say after 45 years of having a constant AQH, of what I know I have, and it grows, that, yeah, I'm right. Only from data.
Fair, but I'm not.
But I'm not saying, I'm not saying things
I
can
listen to you
improve.
every night, half the time, and my wife and I live. I'm like, God, what is it?
If people complete thought.
Have your call speaker say, look, here's the format of the show. Here's the format. I call it later and twist it.
I'm interested to see how my sleep score is going to improve with Mark gone. I'm like, these 70s and 80s aren't cutting it for me. My
Right.
sleep score's got to get up. His is always like 95 to 100, the jerk.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
his sleep score is impressive. But I'm not the one snoring.
Yeah, you have to track that.
Oh, my Whoop band tracks it for me.
There you go.
Tells me exactly. I'm like, if I want to know how good I slept, I just, instead of waking up and just say, hey, I feel good this morning, I just go right to my Whoop.
Why don't you just say this, you dumb idiot, and then everybody laughs.
And I do that every once in a while.
Every once in a while you do, but I'm just saying, I'm listening every night before I go to bed. Every freaking night, I'm telling you.
Our son, he texted me Sunday morning, dealt with a crackhead at work this morning. She threatened to blow her brains out in front of us after she was done screaming at her trans daughter. It's like, dang. And I'm like, are you okay? Jeez. Let me know if you know it. Current job slowing down, going down the toilet. Oh, dear.
Although sometimes I let them ramble about their dog if it's interesting, but I don't necessarily. That's exactly right. And that's the whole point. Some stories are
Hey, pardon me, Tommy?
Yeah?
How do you want to handle Frank and Stephanie tomorrow?
Shit, I'll probably have to come in.
You want to come in? We'll make it a party.
Yeah, I'll have to come in. Yeah.
Okay. Suze, where is Mark? On his way to North Carolina for a fishing trip with his dad. It's going to be a quiet week at our house.
There you go.
Suze, your son should have tossed her a bullet. Todd!
Abiotic oil.
Abiotic?
I don't know. It's a collar.
Oh.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay. That's good to know. Do you get political texts? I'm getting a shitload.
I'm a do-it-yourselfer. My wife asks for something and I say do it yourself. Well, that's not very nice of you. Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
I have a message into KRDO, but I think we should do it like in the first 2 hours, right, when they're syndicated, for that reporter to come on about Jane of all trades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear back.
Oh, shit, okay. Well, sometimes it's because this mic's muted. My mic should be coming over. I mean, I'm just saying. You know what? Like I said, that's true. It's absolutely true. I cannot deny it, and I will not deny it. My thing is, I have
10 seconds, buddy.
Otherwise,
Veterans were just killed in a single weekend in Denver. Pedestrian deaths have skyrocketed since the legalization of marijuana. When are the people of Colorado going to say the price of legal weed is just too high? Join me at 4.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. Come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind. We're solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life a little easier. This hour brought to you by RenewHomeInnovations.com. The most beautiful showers you're ever going to see. Stone walls, they look exactly like stone. They're resin, no maintenance required. Glass walls in the front if you want. They're rectangle. They take the place of a shub. That's the shower tub combo that's ugly. You know, you have to step over. These have no thresholds. You can wheel right in, walk right in with a walker, or just walk in. They have perimeter drains. All I can say is it makes the entire bathroom. In fact, they can do the whole bathroom. They do it in 2 or 3 days. And listen to this one. 72 months to pay no interest. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. Welcome to the show. Your calls take precedent at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. However, we also have Jack with us. Hammy is our common man today. We're talking about energy and oil and gas. We talked about how only a portion of a barrel goes toward gasoline, and diesel engines. And here's the bottom line. Even if you took away all internal combustion engines, including diesel, that's never going to happen. But if you took away all of them, I don't think they could make machinery out of electric and have enough battery power for every machine in the world. If every machine in the world, crop harvesting and everything, was made electric, we would have another problem, and that is harvesting enough power for batteries. We wouldn't have it. I mean, that would do more harm to the earth than anything. But let's just say we did away with all of them. We would still need oil. In fact, Jack, if you look in this room, or any room, without any internal combustion engines at all, we would need almost as much oil as we get now. Talk about what it's actually used for, gas and oil. I mean, oil.
Well, oil in particular, I mean, you've got fuels, so gasoline and diesel. You've got asphalt, which it makes roads. You've got lubricants, specialty lubricants. You're talking things that lubricate wind turbines, right? Oils that lubricate wind turbines,
even
or
wind
electric
turbines.
motors,
Uh-huh.
right? Tar for roofing, road repairs. And then petrochemicals, the things that make plastics, various types of plastics.
Even
medical
fabrics, right?
devices, fabrics. Yeah, North Face had a big campaign against them. North Face is a huge anti-fossil fuel company, even though all of their products are made with fossil fuels, right? So all of their products are petrochemical derivatives. Yeah. That's right, polyesters, nylons. So everything they have is made of the very product that they rail against. But that's pretty common. Our country, I'll make one point here. California is a great example of an energy policy that blasts fossil fuels so they stymie production in their own state. And California imports over 60% of its oil from countries like Ecuador and Saudi Arabia. So instead of just producing it and producing it locally and consuming it locally, they import it put it on a tanker ship from Saudi Arabia or Ecuador, which has very minimal, no EPA restrictions. Hypocritical. Brings it into a port city. Look at the dirtiest cities in the U.S. of A, and 5 of the 10 dirtiest cities in terms of air quality are California port cities. Why? Because they import everything instead of produce anything.
So when
they call that green.
When we're talking about oil and the impact on the environment, what does battery production do? I mean, if everything was electric, it would not work. You could not have it.
Not without a ton. Well, yeah, you couldn't make them. I mean, I have a chart. I'll have to look it up, but it's something like 9,000 years of mining would be required to get to net zero with batteries on just lithium production. 9,000 years. At today's current rates of mining, it would take 9,000 years to get enough lithium to make the batteries to meet the goals that are proposed.
I wonder if people, seriously now, I'm really serious, and I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass. I wonder if the Church of Climate Change, religion, and believe me, when I say that, I love the environment. I love our world. I love our earth. And I believe we have to take certain measures. But if we go too radical, I believe there are people that would just rather do away, really, with mass transportation, airplanes, factories, just go back in time. There are people, truly, that are so adherent to, because here's what they say. I've had discussions with them. Wouldn't you rather live on earth than destroy it? In other words, even if we have to go back to a pre-industrial age.
Yeah, we're blessed to live in the best time of humankind ever. You've got climate-related deaths in the world have gone down 98% in the last 120 years. Think of that. You would think it's the opposite. You would think that climate-related deaths have spiked. They've gone down 98% in the last 120 years. while human life expectancy has more than doubled. 100 years ago, life expectancy was like 35 years.
There's a mental illness called climate anxiety right now.
And it's tied directly to people that are uneducated about the climate, have anxiety.
They're actually counseling young people for their climate anxiety and climate depression. They have a diagnosis now, climate depression, and people are being they're being treated for it. So that's how ass backwards we are. Now, Matt, you have a question on an annuity. What's going on, Matt?
Grandfather has a question. What happens to the lump sum after the person dies?
Okay. Here's what happens in an annuity. I have one, and it's a fixed indexed annuity. And if you have a lump sum, the lump sum goes in, then you usually have a bonus, and then you have growth. That's called, all of those together, they're called the account value. Now, the account value is paid out to you in income, okay? Now remember, the annuity company already made its money on your growth. So everything in the account value is yours. So let's say then your account has been, it's guaranteed income for life. If your account value exceeds, if your income exceeded the account value, okay, they try not to. But if your income exceeded the account value, there is no more account value and your heirs get nothing. That's if you live a long time and exceeded the income. If your income did not exceed account value, whatever is left in the account value, which included your lump sums and your growth and your bonus, whatever's left goes to your heirs. Does that answer?
Simple.
Yeah, it is simple. What happens to account value, basically, on an annuity when you die? And I think I answered it, but are you thinking of an annuity?
Well, my grandfather has
you know, people ask me something. Here's what they ask me. Why do companies sell annuities? Why? Why do they do it? And by the way, with an annuity, you can get other features like cost of living increases, long-term care. But why do people offer annuities? Why does someone say, we're going to take a lump sum of yours, we're going to invest it, and then you're going to get to live off it? Why? Because that company uses your money to make money. It's that simple. And they make good money off of your money. And you participate in some of that money. That's why they do it. Because they start out with zero investment. And everyone else funds their investment. So if you have an XYZ annuity company, and you have billions of dollars from other people, you are going to make a ton of money with zero investment. And then you pay out, but what you have is knowledge and skill. So your knowledge and skill builds up the accounts so you can pay out income to them and shave off your part. That's why they do it. It's not charity. It's for real. Now, one thing about annuities, though, your growth is not going to be explosive ever, but what do you care? Because all you care about is the guaranteed income and security. So it really is not magic. In fact, it's very conservative. And that's why they exist. Mike, you want to talk about some kind of oil? What kind of oil? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, Tom. 5 hydrogen carbon atoms form the basis of petroleum products. Now, their optical signature was first able to be detected on other planets.
Okay, first I have to ask, because now this is an interruption. I want to note this for my critics. What the hell does this have to do with anything? Because I'm sorry.
He was just about to tell you.
No, he wasn't about to tell me. He's going off on other planets. And all I want to know is, bring it home. What does it have to do with what we're talking about? And then you can go on and tell your story all day long.
It has to do with oil.
Okay, go ahead.
Petroleum. Okay. The 5 carbon atoms that make up petroleum are found on other planets here in the solar system, and they're found through spectroscopy on other planets through our nearby solar system. So this idea that oil comes from rotting dinosaurs and plants here on Earth is nonsense. Do you follow?
Yeah, but there is controversy as to where it comes from and if it's still being produced and if it's finite. There have been theories that have said it comes from nature in some form, and so what? But the point is what? Is that you don't believe it's finite? What is your point?
No, I believe it is natural. It may be finite, but it's generated internally in our planet. I believe it's called the abiotic theory of oil.
That is a theory, and a lot of people do believe that, and that's why they believe it's not going to run out. Except there are some people that believe the process for abiotic oil takes longer than we're pulling it out, and that we will run out. But either way, whether it's finite or not is not the issue. When it comes to oil, what people care more about is the impact on the environment. That's the criticism coming from oil, not so much that it's running out. In fact, the apostles of the Church of Climate Change would actually like if we ran out. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have more coming right up.
Start your family on the path to better oral health with Quip electric toothbrushes. Each Quip toothbrush has a built-in 2-minute timer that pulses every 30 seconds to help you clean your mouth evenly. Plus, Quip is water resistant, runs for 3 months on a single charge, and starts at just $20. Begin a lifetime of good habits with the Quip electric toothbrush, accepted by the American Dental Association to help reduce plaque and gingivitis.
10 seconds, Tom. You're next.
Tip refill free at getquip.com/radio. That's getquip.com/radio.
FixMyHome.com is the website for Fix It 24/7 for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. What I love about Fix It, when they come to your home, you don't have to worry about being hard sold on anything, them telling you something's wrong instead of looking for solutions. That's what they do. They look for solutions. For $39, they find your problem. You get a licensed background check tech to your home for $39. If you have the work done, they waive the $39. It's an easy, no-risk way of doing business. And they're professionals. They're looking for preventive measures so the problem doesn't come back again. Fix it 24/7, fixmyhome.com, 720-526-3939. You know, when it comes to storm damage, you have not only the roof now, but you have the roofing and the gutters and the siding and the doors and the windows and the decks and the outbuildings and the fences and painting, and Genesis Total Exteriors does it all. They do it all on one invoice, one point of contact, someone I know and trust, someone you should too. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. The people you want in your home to take care of your home on one invoice, one point, and people that I've known and trusted for years. 303-679-8509.
Is that you in there, Dragon? Can't hear me. Qualifications of...
So Frankie will be here, let's see, tomorrow. Who do we have tomorrow?
Frank and Stephanie.
Tomorrow, okay.
Yeah, you're coming in, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay.
Let me see here, yeah. I want to look at my calendar. Tomorrow is...
Hey, Suze, who's the guy Mike on the
You're on.
chat? Suze.
I don't know who that is. Why?
Oh, I can't see him. I must have blocked him at some point, but everybody's saying to block him.
So Micamus? You think you might have blocked him?
Why, what is he doing?
You going away?
Are you on live chat or are you on top chat?
Live chat.
That's terrible.
Yeah, you must have blocked him if you can't see him.
Long weekend.
Yeah, tomorrow's a good day for me to come in, and then I have nothing.
Micamus.
Then Thursday, I have the retirement planning guide.
I figured you would have them to your house.
Friday, how many people I got in for card?
All I've got is Rod Greer. Kevin is still not good.
So if Rod's the only one coming in, maybe I'll have him out. Let me see.
Let me know. I can call him for you.
Yeah, okay, I'll let you know.
You've never met him?
What's that?
I have not met.
Oh, Dollar was saying he's never met Rod Greer.
Oh. I got a site under construction.
How?
Site.
Did Mark finally get on his flight?
Yeah, I was really late getting out. He's going to have a long travel day. So he
Yeah.
has to drive 2 hours once he lands. Oh, man.
I know it's probably, by the time you get off the plane and get a rental car,
It's
an
a
hour
deal.
or something, and then
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah. His dad's driving 8 hours, and that's
Oh, wow.
made us a little nervous.
Sign up on the DraftKings Sportsbook app to check it out.
This hour from the Trajan Wealth K-House Studios. Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Lines are open for the first time this morning. Get right through. 303-713-8255. So we were talking about gas and oil, uses for gas and oil, and how very little for the internal combustion engine, how we need it for the chemicals, the compounds, the textiles, the plastics, everything being used, and how there is a move against it, which is really strange, really, really strange, because we're never going to do away with it. Our lives would be forever harmed. We wouldn't be able to recover at this point. It doesn't mean we have to be reckless. But it's amazing to me how it has been demonized. It's totally been demonized. The entire energy industry. And
not only has oil and gas been demonized, the best green solution to stable baseload dispatchable power.
Atomic, right?
Nuclear.
Yeah.
That's more villainized than oil and gas, and that's the safest form of energy ever created. When you look at, any incidents or death or anything, the amount of energy that you would use your entire lifetime, your human lifetime, if it was nuclear energy, would fit into the one of your Coke Zero can of pop.
I heard an entire village could run off of the waste of a can of pop. I'm not sure of the.
I mean, your entire lifetime,
I see what you're saying.
Move around everything. If you took the amount of energy a human being uses, a U.S. average human being uses, your energy waste would fit into a pop can.
And someone said to get rid of waste. I've heard of so many different theories. To get rid of waste, you send it on a rocket to the sun.
I mean, that'd be expensive. You could just bury it in the ground. The ground's radioactive when you drill down. There's radioactivity down there.
But in any case, atomic energy is demonized. It absolutely is.
And that's the safest, greenest energy you want. What they push is solar and wind, which I'm not a fossil fuel shill. I'm a realist. I believe in the product. I'll build and engineer any type of energy source, whether it's natural gas or nuclear. So if they wanted to go to net zero and create a good life with great power for people, they'd start building nuclear power plants today, and then that's the only way to get off of oil and gas.
That would get off of so much oil and gas.
That's right. You'd still need it for harvesting crops and creating batteries and manufacturing and steel and all of that, but you would eliminate a lot of the fossil fuels that they don't like, the mobility fuels.
What do you think about alcohol fuels from crops? Now, alcohol, they say, was the original fuel meant for the Model T and other cars, but it was Rockefeller who shut that down. Do you remember that theory?
Yeah.
That Rockefeller shut it down because he had oil.
Ethanol's, as you know, it's less.
They were throwing gasoline away, right, in the process. They didn't.
It was a new product they were using.
They didn't know what to do with it.
They didn't know what to do with it. They were using whale oil for lanterns, and then they found oil. They distilled that down into kerosene and made it.
And they didn't know what to do with the gasoline.
Save the whales.
And so instead of using alcohol, now this is what the theory is. That alcohol was demonized as an evil thing and not to be used in cars or drunk. It was literally outlawed. And then they went to gasoline and never went back to alcohol. But do you think alcohol could be a practical source for cars and trucks?
Let the free market work its course, I guess. I mean, ethanol fuels now, they're less, they have...
less volatile.
Yeah, they're less volatile. They produce less energy, so you need more of it to create. And then it has actually a higher carbon footprint to create. Because of the way it's manufactured and made.
Tyrell, go ahead. What's happening with you, Tyrell? Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Hey, what's going on, man?
I have an awesome vehicle that I'm thinking about selling.
What kind of vehicle is it?
For years. 06 Toyota Tacoma supercharged.
What year is it?
An 06.
An 06. I'm having trouble hearing you. Toyota Tacoma. Okay. A supercharged. Okay. And what about it? What do you need help with?
Your advice on the best place to sell a used vehicle.
Okay, I'm going to tell you because I'll tell you what not to do. You can go to Craigslist and all the Facebook marketplaces and all those. You're going to be confronted with more ripoffs than anything. Your biggest problem is going to be people saying they want to buy it, and then they're going to rip you off. The number one ripoff is they're going to offer you more money and want some of it back. Now, they're going to say, well, I'll pay more, but I have a guy coming to transport it, and you have to pay him. Or some kind of just stupid variation. So the bottom line is not just how to sell it, but how to not get ripped off. So the way you don't get ripped off is you never take a cashier's check or a check of any kind. You can take cash, or you can go to a bank, the person's bank, the person who wants to issue a check, and if they give you a cashier's check, you literally walk up to the counter at their bank and transfer it or transform it into a bank check. So here's what the bank would be doing. They would be cashing that cashier's check for them. They would be taking the responsibility to write you a check from the bank. Now, a cashier's check is different than a certified check. A cashier's check from an account is different than a cashier's check from a bank. So what I would say is the best thing to do is to go to the person's bank that is issuing the check or payment, or you could put it on consignment with a reputable dealer. Now, JFR Cars, in all of their consignments, we've had one complaint so far, and I'm still working on that. And in my opinion, it's not about the selling of the car. It was about taking a trade and all that. Here's all I want to say. JFR Cars does a consignment deal where they charge you a flat rate to get it ready, listed, and out there, and then a percentage of the sale. That's the easiest way to do it. Now, do you have a loan on this?
No, it's paid off.
Okay, that makes it much easier. If you have a loan, you have to get a title. It gets very, very complicated. So if it was me, I would do a consignment. And they also have the customers to go out and find. Now, if you want to sell it privately to an individual, there's nothing wrong with that. But there are so many ways to get ripped off. The main thing is accepting payment and transferring title. And that has to be done at the person's bank. So you transfer whatever they're giving you into a bank check to you directly from the bank or cash. How much are you selling it for?
I don't know. I'm not sure what it's worth. I have a couple friends that sold used trucks.
You know where I go for a great, you know what I find is a great barometer? And I'll tell you what I love. I love cars.com for a barometer. And there's a reason for that. They have so many listings, and they have some algorithms that when you put in a particular kind of car, they know what they should be and are selling for, and they tell you when they are great deals or not. That's what I love about it. I'm telling you that it's really a good source for information, and they let you know. Go ahead.
JF Cars, if I heard you correct.
JFR Cars. It's JFR Cars. By the way, I'm looking here at some of these model years, and you have a 2013. So I'm going to look here, and I found on the 2013s, how many miles on it?
It's a 2006. Has
how many miles? I'm sorry, an 06. How many miles on it?
200,000.
Oh, 200,000. Did you ever have any major work done on it?
No, it runs beautiful.
All right, here's one for 200,000. And what kind of cab do you have?
What do you call the 4 doors? Crew cab?
Yep, that's what it is. Here's one with 150,000 miles, 2006, with the crew cab, 18 grand.
Holy moly.
And it says it's a fair deal. So.
And how much do you think the supercharger would add to that?
Well,
1,000?
sometimes it actually takes away. Was this an aftermarket supercharger?
I bought it that way, used, and it's, no, I don't believe so.
Okay, here's one with 225,000 miles selling for 13 grand, and they call it a good deal. You know, you could probably get 15, 16 for it. What are you thinking? What were you thinking in your mind?
8 to 12.
Yeah, you're going to easily get that, man. It's a 4-wheel drive, I take it.
Of course.
Okay.
It's a little bit beat up on the roof due to hail damage back in 2017.
Well, that'll take away. But I think you should easily.
Yeah, I know.
I think there are people listening right now that probably, they probably want to buy it right now, right? I mean, if you leave your information, I'll bet you we get people that will call right now wanting to find out more about it.
Has a really kick-ass bumper on, like a.
Take a break when you get a chance.
On it, sorry for swearing. 3-inch lift. Tires are decent on it. Newer tires.
Well,
yeah, it's a beautiful truck. We were just looking at selling it so we could invest in a food truck for the family to run.
Listen, leave your information. If anybody's looking for that, they'll give us a call. I got more coming up. We have comments on oil and gas. If you can please hang on. We got more coming right up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
A fairly calm drive throughout the Denver Metro with one or two scrapes or bruises out there. Starting on the south end of town, I-25 northbound at Bellevue. A crash has been moved off to the left shoulder. We're still seeing traffic move around it slow, moving back from Arapahoe Road. About 5 minutes of delays. Heading all the way northeast, Tower Road southbound remains closed due to an accident between 56th and 51st. Otherwise, a pretty easy drive throughout the Denver Metro for the Tuesday early afternoon hours. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies today, high of 84. A trend we'll be seeing very similarly throughout the rest of the week. Overnight low of 52, tomorrow high 86. The current temperature in Denver is 74 degrees with your impact traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
All
10 seconds, Tom. You're up next.
and Hiring Solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Empower Reverse Mortgage. It's a reverse mortgage lender, our exclusive reverse mortgage lender, who will answer questions for you, not try to slam you into a loan. Now listen, reverse loans have a number of purposes when you get older, 62 or older. You have equity. You might have enough equity where you borrow just enough to pay off your loan so you can live the rest of your life in your home and never have a payment. They'll never take your home. Another way is to have an emergency line of credit if you have some extra equity, or a lump sum of money that you put away somewhere. You know, all of this can be done with a reverse loan. Some people have even taken a lump sum of money from an equity and put it in a fixed indexed annuity. Whatever it is, Empower Reverse can answer your questions. That's the important thing. They'll answer your questions, and all you have to do is call 720-500-7719, 720-500-7719. Hey, we've had real estate questions today. We have real estate questions all the time. If you have real estate questions or issues, you can call O'Brien Legal Services. He's a real estate attorney, Brad O'Brien. That means if you need documents to go over, if you have a border dispute, any kind of dispute with real estate, or you simply want to get information, you want someone to represent you, whether it's leasing or financing or closing or anything of the sort, anything real estate, 720-370-7388. The website is olslaw.com. That stands for O'Brien Legal Services, olslaw.com. So your podcast on gas and oil, is it? So you get a lot of feedback on it?
Yeah, because it's kind of a...
And where do you post it? On all the places?
Yeah, it's on energystrong.com.
Where do you do it?
We have a little backdrop green screen we just do up in Fort Collins. It's a little studio, kind of like this. Good, not quite as good a mics as this, but it's pretty cool.
And you stream it live?
No, it's pre-recorded then edited.
Oh, it goes.
I'd like to do them live. We've talked about doing them from some of the events we do or conferences and stuff. And just really, I'd like all people from all types of energy.
So what, it's called EnergyStrong.com?
An advocacy group we created to educate people. Grassroots thing, but we go down to the state capitol, we gave testimony at all the Senate bills that were...
Good afternoon. Thanks for calling the Tom Martino Show.
I'd take my engineers down there to try to... They're hyped up on this
Man. Dragon, can you hear me? Can you hear me in there?
Are you talking to me?
No, I was trying to talk to Dragon.
Nope, you're good.
Oh, can you hear me, Dragon? I guess not.
It's not paying attention.
Can you hear me on break, Dragon?
Boy, all kinds of comments on oil and gas.
Ten seconds here, guys.
No hassles, no wait. PlumlineServices.com.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Let's go to the phones because we do have some comments. Let me just get there here. Where is it? Right here. I'm going to find it here soon. My God, it's so hard for me to maneuver around here. All right, here, the call screener. There we go. Okay, go. So we got a comment here. Rod has a comment on oil in Colorado. Go ahead.
Yeah, Tom, I heard you and the guests talking about California and how they've kind of imported everything. What do you see in Colorado at this point? And I've always heard that there's a price point that it needs to be at before you can really make money at it in Colorado. And I also know you've talked about dabbling into it a little bit and seeing how that has been for you. Has it been profitable, or have you seen that go down steadily with everything that's going on?
Okay, for me personally, I'm going to let Jack talk about the state in general of the industry, but in Colorado. But with me, I bought royalties interest only, meaning I have nothing to do with the operations. I just sit there and make some money if it makes money. But I've never not made money. Now, what I do is I have a fund that has hundreds of wells, okay? And then it has what's called a 15% depletion rate, which gives me a depreciation on it every year. But I also get to make money. My rate of return has been pretty good. Well, actually, I've been making a steady, probably anywhere from, on a low year, 8%, and on a high year, 18%. So isn't that about right, Jack? I mean, I'm not doing bad. They're royalties. It just sits there. What would that money be doing if it wasn't there? That's what you have to ask yourself. It's diversified. You know, some money I have in an annuity. Some money I have in this gas and oil fund for royalties. Some money I have in my own hedge fund. But there are different places to put your money. Now, the industry in general, Jack, he asked about. What was your specific question?
I remember it. So he wanted to know if Colorado would become California given current policies. Eventually, yes. Production in Colorado is down about 30% over its peak prior to a lot of the legislation. The out-of-ground costs, he also asked about changes with technology and drilling costs and scale. In the DJ Basin here in Colorado, it's 40, 50 bucks a barrel break even to get it out of the ground. So anything above that, it's profitable.
So when prices were lower than that, we can't dig it, right?
They still have to because they have contracts where they have mineral rights and agreements and contracts. They have to drill. That's where, people get mad when oil price is high. Like the producers set the price of gasoline. It has nothing to do with it. Otherwise, they'd always set it at $5 a gallon instead of losing money. Like back in 2020 when they shut the world down, oil was negative 40 per barrel. They were trying to. People had nowhere to take it. So get off my hands and solve this problem. There's no storage. So could it become California? Yeah, absolutely.
And by saying that, what do you mean by that?
I mean that right now we're a net exporter of oil and natural gas. If once the current areas that are able to be get drilled out in the next 10, 20 years, we become a net importer. We have to import it from somewhere.
Do you have any follow-ups, Rod?
Where's the Biden administration? I know they're shutting down the Alaska, something down in New Mexico and that type of thing, but that's all federal land. And my understanding is when Polis went ahead and, we voted, I want to say it was 121, I can't remember which one we voted on it, 112, and legislation went ahead and overturned that and basically brought it in the back door. My understanding is at that point, every county or district or however you want to put it, had the choice if they wanted to go ahead and drill in that area or not, and that's where the permits start going up in like Weld County. So Weld County was supposed to be the mass producer of it. Did that ever happen? Or
That is. I mean, and that's
work?
basically what's happened is like 90% of the oil produced in the state comes out of Weld County. Weld County actually tried to say, okay, if it's local control, we're going, the state set a minimum requirement. You have to set back from certain occupied buildings by X number of feet, and you can only do this, so many wells per year, something like that. And then Weld County is like, okay, we're going to go on the other side of those setbacks. If we have local control, we're going to be able to drill closer to buildings and et cetera. State came back and said, no, you can't do that. Still a lot of federal land in Colorado. They've just, there's a big push from the BLM right now to ban drilling basically from the state line to Glenwood Springs, and on a lot of the federal land it would just make it off limits. So it's still there. You're exactly right. Prop 112 was what the voters voted on. They said, no, we want oil and gas drilling to continue in the state. It's a viable industry. Then Senate Bill 181 came on the heels of that, with the politicians basically overruling the will of the voters.
They really did. They overruled it.
That's not anybody can look that up. They just legislated into law instead of
using the referendum. They went and made a law opposite of what people wanted.
That's exactly right.
Honest to God.
Under the guise of local control, but it's a little bit of a red herring type argument there.
Hey, Mark, I want you to hang on. Ask Mark to hang on for his comment on oil and gas. We got more coming right up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage.
A fairly calm drive throughout the Denver metro with one or two scrapes or bruises out there. Starting on the south end of town, I-25 northbound at Bellevue. A crash has been moved off to the left shoulder. We're still seeing traffic move around it slow, moving back from Arapahoe Road. About 5 minutes of delays. Heading all the way northeast, Tower Road southbound remains closed due to an accident between 56th and 51st. Otherwise, a pretty easy drive throughout the Denver metro for the Tuesday early afternoon hours. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, mostly sunny skies today, high of 84. A trend we'll be seeing very similarly throughout the rest of the week. Overnight low of 52, tomorrow high 86. The current temperature in Denver is 74 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
What will you find at Macy's Backstage?
You're coming next, Tom. 10 seconds.
For $25 and under, like sharp blazers, cozy sweaters, cargo pants, jackets, and more. Find the latest trends and new arrivals at a Macy's Backstage store near you.
Two great deals. EuroPlumbingColorado.net and Elite Garage Floors, man. I'm going to tell you about both. Euro Plumbing, water heaters, cheaper and better than anywhere. $12.99 starting for a replacement of a 40-gallon tank, the old one taken away. $13.99 for a 50-gallon tank, water heater. Any size you want, they'll beat any price. That's what they say, and they mean it. EuroPlumbingColorado.net. I'm going to give you that number, and remember this. They're the best deals ever, and they have either REO, what is it, Ream or OE Smith or whatever the hell it's called. It's Euro Plumbing, and you will love it. Also, here's the number, 303-668-6844, 668-6844. It's A.O. Smith and Ream, 6-year warranties. That's EuroPlumbingColorado.net. Now let's talk about Elite Garage Floors. Elite Garage Floors are great. That's EliteGF.com. What they do is unbelievable. Guaranteed lowest price, no money down, and as long as they're around, they'll take care of that floor if anything ever happens, and hardly ever do they have a warranty claim. 720-939-2448, EliteGF.com for garage floors, patios, pool decks, sidewalks, 720-939-2448. How much time do I have?
4.
Okay. Do you want coffee or not?
No, I'm good. I drink a ton, but it's almost 1 o'clock. No. Shit's poison, man. You kidding me? I think so.
Okay.
Bear. What's up? Yeah, man, I was at the Counting Crows concert, and I ran into an old buddy of yours from Gillette, just happened to be parked right behind me randomly. His name was Brad. I can't remember his last name now. He just moved down here. He said he knew you played baseball and football up in Gillette. Now he lives in Castle Rock. IT guy.
I didn't touch the banner.
Brad, Max.
They just came up maybe.
How many Brads you know?
When you relaunched?
Maybe when it relaunched, it just did it. Here it is.
That's why I was calling you.
That's right, no banner.
So if you go to
Boring.
the little, the little
Right here?
Yep.
Anyway, dude, I'm on another call. I just want to let you know. Get in the office today tomorrow.
Multi-view.
All right, man. I'll see you later.
Here are the banners, so you can
Check. Which ones?
Fix It, Compass, and Frank Duran are the ones that we've been rotating.
Yeah, but we don't. So you do all three of them? Uncheck the rest of these?
No. Just leave those.
So Fix It?
Yeah, there you go. So.
Do I need to check the other ones?
Nope.
Frank?
Nope. Just if you want to change it, like next hour, you can probably
go
hit
in there
Compass,
and then hit Compass. Okay.
And then uncheck Frank Duran. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
okay. So X out now?
Yeah, you can X out because you already put it up. And
Got it. Thank you. Thank you for noticing that.
Yeah, you'd think the YouTubers would be cheering about that. Hey, no banners. We love it.
Here, they're on now. They have to be able to hear us.
All right, say hi to the YouTube morons,
Hey, YouTube morons. YouTube morons.
They want off the oil topic.
Who, they do?
Savvy B wants off the oil.
Uh-oh.
That's okay, though.
Are they saying you're boring?
I don't know, maybe. It would be pretty boring if you're not in the industry, I guess.
No, it's really not. It
I don't
affects
think
everyone.
so. Yeah, I think so. It affects the prices of food and quality of life. I always say the quality of life. It's not the oil and gas business.
$15 seconds, guys.
It's time for the Centennial State Civil War. Hi, this is voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Saturday, the Buffs battle the Rams in Boulder. Coverage starts at 6, kickoff at 8 on 630 KHOW and on iHeartRadio.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Mark's got a comment on gas and oil. Go ahead, Mark, what's happening?
Hello. Your comment about the climate church activists.
The Church of Climate Change.
I just wanted to take a stab at answering that in simple terms. It's about money. It's about politicians stealing taxpayers' money and putting it towards their pet projects. And the people who support it are just dumb. They don't have a clue as to what they're voting for. Half of the American people are just ignorant.
Do you know what climate change? Now I'm not.
I like this guy. Let's get him in for Common Man ASAP.
And I'm not talking. I don't want to get into the finite. Well, actually, it's boring. But the science doesn't hold up what they're saying, and that there have been changes all along. But what I want to get at is, it is a church. I swear to God, it is. It's a religion, and it is amazing to me the lengths people are going through to promote their religion to a point. Do you remember when Y2K? Do you remember it is similar to Y2K? Let me explain this to you. We had people in IT and people who were supposedly technical in nature telling us how the world was going to end when it came to Y2K and how technology was going to come crashing down on us. Nothing happened, by the way, nothing. But IT experts, when they were pulled in by their corporations, and the corporations would say, what do we have to do for Y2K? They would have enormous and elaborate plans. because they were sucked into the hype about Y2K, Y2K, Y2K. Finally it happened, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. And, and I think that climate change is much the same. People are just sucked in, and they're afraid to speak against it. They're afraid to say anything counter to it because you become crazy. They label you as crazy. And it's just amazing what we're going through in our lives to accommodate this religion. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Imagine selling your...
You don't want anything? You want water? You want anything?
No, I'm good. Yeah. What's good to eat around here? I know you always go to Yanni's.
Oh, around here?
Don't you always go to Yanni's?
Yeah, but that's not really around here, but it's not far. I don't go around here. There's not much around this. I go into Cherry Creek. So
okay. Yeah, I'm heading back south, so that's fine. I'll just see by my office.
Oh, south. Okay, where's your office?
I-25 and County Line, Park Meadows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where is it down there? You have an actual office?
Yeah, 20,000 square foot office. It's beautiful.
Oh, because that's your company.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, we got like 160 employees down there right now.
What do you do? What does the company do?
We design energy infrastructure. We engineer it. So it's a lot of it's oil and gas, a lot of carbon capture. So there's technologies that instead of electrifying everything, which is what everybody's doing, right? So there's not enough energy as there is, but everybody's trying to electrify everything.
I know.
They're taking just, they have these reciprocating engines that create CO2. They just basically capture that, scrub it, and then sequester it. That's a way better option. That's net zero, right? So you take an amine system. So if you have a gas stream, there's an amine system, a chemical reaction that takes the CO2 out of the gas stream so that you can burn it in your fireplace, whatever, right? You're taking stuff out of it the whole time to purify it. So CO2 is a big one, and then the engines that compress the gas are like your car engine. They produce CO2. They just capture that and scrub it up, clean it up a little bit, and put it into a pipeline to be sequestered. So we're doing a lot of that work. We're doing hydrogen work, ammonia work. All this stuff's freaking pie in the sky, crazy stuff. Our company does a lot more. They do nuclear, a little small nuclear modular reactors.
Is it making good money, this company?
Yeah, of course. That's one of the largest, oldest privately held engineering firms in the world. It's pretty cool. 135 years. Thomas Edison was, since they acquired me in 2020. Before that, I did this for 10 years.
So they acquired your company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right a month before the lockdowns, April 2020, buddy.
So is your business a distinct part of that business, or is it melded into?
No, well, it's a distinct bolt-on of oil and gas infrastructure. So natural gas, we do a lot of gas utility work.
But are you in charge of that segment that they acquired?
That's right. I basically, the same role I had is owning the business.
Okay.
But then now they have expertise around electrification, doing substations.
So are you an owner or an employee?
I was an owner, now an employee. Yeah. So.
You were an owner when they merged with you?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was an asset sale. So just sold. Got no employment contract, but I like what I'm doing. Great firm, and would like to be an owner of this one sometime. That'd be great. I love what I do. I love energy as a whole, just not oil and gas. I mean, oil and gas I'm near and dear to because it goes beyond car gasoline, like we talked about, all the products. Yeah. Medical device. I mean, you think of plastics and tubing and stuff. You come to that TV behind you, every single thing that makes our life better. I know I'm preaching the choir. I'm just the climate change stuff. It's wild. There's been all these predictions. You talk about Y2K. Look at acid rain. Remember, acid rain was going to kill all the forests and kill us all.
If you listen to Gore was the biggest fucking liar.
Yeah, he was wrong.
He's amazing. Amazing liar.
Okie dokie. Excuse me.
Yeah, she probably didn't do them this year. Yeah. No problem. Should be fired.
What were you asking him?
Oh, last year Susie Wargen had these great Bronco calendars.
Oh, yeah.
I think they had other sports on it. They were great.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wondered if she'd had them this year. And I don't know. Last time they were in the kitchen. I think they were in the kitchen. That's where I saw them. But Dragon said, I'll go down and check on the third floor. And he didn't see anything. So. I didn't think KOA would have them, but nope.
All right, 15 seconds here, buddy.
Air.com. It's time for the Centennial State Civil War. Hi, this is Voice of the Bus, Mark Johnson. Tomorrow, the Buffs battle the Rams in Boulder. Coverage starts at 6, kickoff at 8 on 630 KHOW and on iHeartRadio. Yeah.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If you're looking for replacement heating and air, this is a great season to do it. You want high efficiency, low operating costs, and even a heat pump if you want one. It's 888heating.com, specializes in these high efficiency, high value items. Give them a call for honesty, integrity, and great pricing. 888heating.com, 303-770-2776. Call today, 770-2776. Welcome. What's going on in your life? Let's talk. Now, we have open lines. Again, one of the few times today we had them, so you can call right now and get right through, and I'll take your calls and give priority. We've been talking energy with my friend Jack Hamlin, Hammy, we call him, in the oil and gas business and energy business. We've been talking about the Church of Climate Change and how that has become a religion. We've also talked about how it mimics scientists falling for Y2K and all positive something would happen when it didn't. There is a certain amount of crowd think that happens with everything. Now, I'm not saying everything to do with climate change is hogwash or horse crap, but there are certain things that that we get on a bandwagon and everyone starts believing it and everyone chimes in. And then they start, people are afraid to talk against it or against the narrative. You get to a point where, as we know, social media starts even censoring you. And you're canceled for not believing certain things. Go ahead, Jack.
Here's one thing I didn't like about this whole censoring. I mean, the whole concept of censoring is really bizarre. But for me, I always liked when it was uncensored because good fact always outweighed bad fact. And right now it's just one narrative and there's no discourse.
If people are crazy, they're crazy.
If you post something and it was the wrong thing, people would jump on and prove you wrong. And then I'm smart enough to make my own decision. I couldn't stand that.
Do you know who
It's
started
almost
that?
gotten to the point now where if something's censored, I believe the part that's not censored.
Do you know, I remember the first person started talking about if there was a way to, I swear to God, I heard a speech of his. You got to look it up. It's true. He said, there should be a way to censor the internet. I'm all for free speech, but there is destructive speech and false narratives, that should be curtailed. It was Obama.
Oh.
He was a big believer, and he said he hated he didn't hate it. He hated certain aspects of the internet and social media and said that there should be a way to censor some of these dangerous narratives. I'm serious.
Look, I've posted stuff and been wrong, and I've loved when people have come and said, this is totally incorrect. Here's the data.
Yeah. Now, Billy, you have a question on flood insurance. Go ahead, Billy. I'm Tom Martino. What's happening, Billy?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for your help. You've helped me in the past.
Thank you.
So my flood insurance is due October 9th to renew it. And I was looking at what the average cost for Colorado was, and I'm paying a whole lot more. Is there somewhere that I
Well, I need to ask you a couple questions. Are you in a floodplain?
Technically, yeah.
If you're in a floodplain, flood insurance is so expensive, the only kind offered is what's called federally subsidized flood insurance. What is your premium on it?
$1,791 a year.
That's federally insured or federally subsidized insurance. And the reason it's $1,700 is because of your floodplain rating. How much is your house worth?
Maybe 200.
Oh, that sounds really high. You know what I want to do? Hold on. You know what I want to do, Kachina or Suze? Can we get Compass Insurance on? And let's see.
We will.
Let's see what they recommend. Who's your carrier for that flood insurance?
It's Allstate, and I don't like them either.
Oh my God. Well, I can tell you for sure you don't want them. Now, Allstate your regular homeowners? Are they the ones that offer flood insurance?
From what I understand, it goes through them. But yeah, Allstate is who sent me the renewal.
Then it goes through them, but are you sure you're under a subsidized program?
No, I'm not.
Okay, we need to figure that out because that doesn't sound like a subsidized premium to me. What does your regular homeowners cost?
About somewhere around $2,000 a year, maybe a little under.
So hold on. So your regular homeowners insurance is $2,000 plus there's $1,700 on top of that for the flood.
Right.
Wow, that's really expensive.
The only reason I have the flood insurance is because I have a HELOC on my house, and I bought my house in 2017 for right at $100,000. So it's not any kind of a big fancy house. I'm in Lyman, Colorado.
You know, this doesn't sound right to me. We got to figure this out. Hang on. I want to get Compass on to research this for us. 303-713-8255. Hang on there, and we'll get somebody from Compass on. We do have to look into this. Gordon, you have a question on oil and gas. Go ahead, Gordon. What is it, sir?
Yeah, I wanted to ask your guest, all these large oil and gas companies coming into Colorado, Chevron, Phillips 66, buying out these smaller companies, is that a good thing or no?
I think it is a good thing. They can persevere through a lot of the restrictions and regulatory landscape that we have in Colorado. And they've got the technical muscle and the scientific stuff down. So like their engineering, like who you mentioned, Chevron, Phillips 66, Oxy. Those are world-class energy producers and operators.
Is he talking about gas stations?
Yeah, no. So these are the producers and midstream operators. So, for instance, what he's referencing, Chevron, is they, of course, go through the whole supply chain of petrochemicals, but here in Colorado, they drill for oil and gas, and they acquired Noble Energy, and Phillips 66 acquired DCP Midstream. And so I think it's just a natural evolution because of the regulatory, the regulations in our state. That's kind of how, that was the design. It kind of muscled the smaller operators and wildcatters out. But I think it's a good thing. I mean, I think it's a great, I don't think, I'm a free market capitalist for the record, but I believe that, the companies that are there now, they're stewards of the land. They operate with complete, they do a wonderful job.
Okay, so the fact that the smaller operators are being bought out is not a bad thing.
I mean, I think I'm agnostic on it. I think they had to. I don't think it's a bad thing. But there's a lot of good small operators in there. It's kind of taking that market out of Colorado. Colorado's become kind of a non-investment state for smaller operators like that.
And that's because why?
The regulatory framework that they have to operate in. It costs a lot of money to get the permitting and the acreage and get through all the regulatory compliance.
All right, we're getting.
It's a great question, though. Thanks.
Yeah, we're getting Compass Insurance on right now. Do you think there'll be a time when there's only big operators because of the compliance, the environmental issues, the cost of extraction, and all of that? Do you think that, or are there still going to be wildcatters? Do you think there eventually going to be just a few big giant operators?
There's an entrepreneurial spirit will find a way around it. There's still a lot of wildcatters, Oklahoma, Texas, Wyoming. There's still those pockets.
Do they do wildcatting, or do they do this in hopes of being bought out?
Some do. Some will buy a field adjacent to a big operator, develop it, and then just sell as a bolt-on. Some are doing what I've done and maybe you've done, where they're just drilling one or two wells. They're looking for a capital raise. They know there's oil in the area. There's proven wells. They'll drill one or two wells, operate them, make a profit, and after a few years, cap them or abandon them. But it's just like any, I mean, I think that the wildcatting spirit in America will never go away. It's a commodity that if you look, we've talked about it a little bit. If you look at the EIA,
in any industry.
If you look at in any industry, that's true. But if you look at the EIA's data on what the demand for oil and natural gas is, it increases through 2050 as it sits today. Our own government says demand for these products will increase through 2050.
We're supposed to be done with cars by 2035.
Well, that's that.
Or 2035, yeah.
That's not going to happen. I'd hate to burst anybody's bubble. They're going to try, and we don't have enough electricity to power all these things anyway. But no, it simply won't happen. By the time the 2030 or 2050 goals are there, the people that promise these things will be long gone.
Yeah, and then they won't have to be accountable. By the way, we have Compass Insurance Group we're trying to get on to talk about flood insurance. And then we'll talk about your problems, questions, complaints as well at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Frank Duran, the real estate man, will do an evaluation of your home. And why is this important? I'll tell you why. Because you need someone like Frank to tell you what your house will sell for and what you will net and what you can buy, and it's all free of charge, no obligation. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Your dentist recommends flossing your teeth once a day, but 70% of us ignore this advice because traditional flossing can be, well, a hassle. But Quip's rechargeable water flosser turns you into a flossing fanatic. With gentle and deep clean pressure modes, the Quip water flosser delivers feel-good flossing, and its clutter-free design includes a long-lasting charge and a 360-degree floss tip for hard-to-reach spots. Right now, get your first floss at quip.com/radio. That's getquip.com/radio.
John Fuller is a personal injury attorney. What does that mean? He takes on personal injuries. So wouldn't it stand to reason if you are dealing with personal injury that you get personal attention? You see, some moron attorneys, in my opinion, brag about how big they are and how many call centers they have. I swear to God, there's a firm that talks about how many call centers they have and operators. What do you care? You want to call the law firm and talk to the lawyer. That's what you do with John Fuller. Fuller Law. He'll talk to you about your case personally. He's pledged to do that, to talk to every single case that comes in the door and to work every single case. And that is how he's going to do it. Now, if you want to be part of that personalized approach and you want to talk to an attorney who will then work for you on a percentage fee basis and give you a cell phone number so you can call or text anytime, then I want you to call John Fuller and notice the difference. 303-597-4500, 597-4500, myaccidentlawyer.co.
So one of the things
I got to grab my timer so I have it.
Yeah, that we kind of bluffed, like, I don't know if this was the reason for it, but we told them that we were going to take this story up with the media. Okay. And that we were going to start looking at opening more lawsuits. And then come Monday, they had a bunch of answers for us. So. But I still want to tell the story, and it's still ongoing. We ain't done yet.
I took one of those email addresses and sent out a general inquiry, just for the hell of it. I always do that. I said that I was looking into, not them, but HOAs and how they handle disputes. It was real. I always do this.
Yeah.
Deputies, smarty pants.
Could have been it.
Smarty pants.
Their tone, I'm telling you, I don't know when you sent this. From 4 days, their tone changed. Now it was. I mean, they were trying to fucking fuck me over on this common element thing, and we went to this limited common. I don't know a lot about this.
Smarty, I'm going to turn this off for a second.
Hi. Okay, I've got a caller on, and they have questions on flood insurance in Colorado. She lives in Lyman. All right, hang on.
Scott, were you born in Colorado?
I was. Right here in Denver.
Really?
Huh?
Yeah, Children's Hospital.
Really? Been
Yep.
around that long? No offense, but I mean, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
People
Dragon.
had babies and children.
Really?
Julie's a gender neutral name. Could be a woman or a girl or a guy.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh. And could you tell?
Sounds like a woman.
Could,
No, I think I was,
Ooh,
I
wow.
think I was born at Children's.
Kelly, I
I was going to say either that
my
or
God.
Swedish, but
Listen,
pretty sure
I
it
already
was
have a
Children's.
pain in my ass.
My son
All
was
right?
born at Swedish, and then my daughter was born at Rose
Make it worse.
Okay.
Medical Center.
It's where the youngest one that's coming
Thought I
in
knew
on
you.
Friday. He was born at Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one of those.
Now you have me wondering. I wonder if that's on your birth certificate. It probably is. What hospital or where you were born. I know it'll say, the city or something, but
Mine does. Mine
it might
says-
say the hospital name.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at it when I get home.
My sister, my mom gave her a middle name, but then when my sister was like 30, she's like almost 40 now, she goes in to get a new license in a new state. And the lady was like, that's not your middle name because your mom never spelled it out on the birth certificate. She just put the middle initial or the initial.
Oh.
So she said, technically, the letter D is your middle name, not Darlene. Because it was
Wow.
intended to be Darlene, but when my mom filled it out, she just put D, the letter D.
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
15 seconds,
It is.
guys.
15 seconds.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. Now, listen, we do have Brian Burns on from Compass. And Brian, with the the oil and gas comment, I do want to go to you, okay? But Brian Burns, very quickly here, sir, I don't want to take too much of your time. Flood insurance. How do you tell if you have federally subsidized flood insurance or not?
So it's based off of your flood zone, and so you need to know what zone you're in.
Okay, now, next question, Brian, because I want to try to get to her point. She got a renewal for her flood insurance from Allstate. Would Allstate write federally subsidized insurance?
No, I mean, what would happen is it would be through FEMA, and Allstate's just the one that's the one that it goes through. A lot of our companies do the same thing.
Billy?
Auto owners offers flood, but it's actually through FEMA.
Billy? Are you there, Billy?
Yes, Tom.
Okay, Billy, are you in a flood zone? Do you know what your zone is?
I don't know what the zone is. I've only got the flood insurance because of the HELOC that I got.
So your original mortgage did not require it?
I paid cash originally.
Okay, now I got it. So listen, Brian, she said the renewal, she has Allstate, and her regular insurance is $2,000, and on top of that, the federally funded, federally subsidized flood insurance is $1,700 on about a $200,000 house. Does that sound outrageous?
No, because she's in her house, and just hearing that her mortgage is requiring her HELOC in this case tells me she's in a more prominent flood zone like an A or an AE or one of these, and while it is subsidized by FEMA, it's still outrageously expensive compared to somebody in a preferred flood zone, which would be X.
Okay, now, here's what I want to say. Billy, no matter what, I would like you, before you renew on anything, to go through Compass and get the free insurance checkup. They will, honest to God, give you a really good opinion on whether or not they can, whether or not they can beat whatever you have. That's what I want you to do, seriously. And it's 303-996-9000. Brian, thank you very much. Billy, get that number, 303-996-9000. He said that doesn't sound that unusual, but you'll never know. They might have a carrier who can help you on the other insurance. Now, Brian, what is your question on oil and gas, Brian?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I got two quick questions. I was wondering if you might be able to explain what it means when you get something from an oil company. It says a letter of informed consent that they want you to sign because they're going to drill some more wells.
Oh, hold on. Do you have a lot of acreage?
No, about 3 acres.
Okay, and do you have any mineral rights that are already owned by others?
Yeah, the mineral rights are actually owned what was PDC and I guess now it's Chevron.
Okay, got it. And so they sent you a letter recently, and what exactly does it say?
No, so the letter that we got is not from Chevron. It's actually from another oil company down the road. But since we're within 2,000 feet, they have to get us to sign this letter of informed consent.
Informed consent, but what does the letter say? Does the letter say, I know about them doing this and I don't oppose it, or what? What does it say?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it in a nutshell. We either sign yes or no. And if we sign yes, they want to give her a little bit of money. And it's
I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah,
it sounds like
either.
it's tied into the 2,000-foot setback rule that was part of the legislation we talked to earlier. And
but he said he's 2,000 feet.
2,000.
Yeah, but they can't drill within 2,000 feet of an occupied structure, so it's got to be.
And it's an oil company, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's POCO or PDCO. Sorry. Yeah, it's definitely. They already have a well site there, but they want to put in more wells. And back when they originally set up, we weren't within 1,000 feet, so they didn't even contact us.
But I mean, you can't stop it, so I don't understand why they need your signature.
He's giving them approval. He could.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean.
But if he doesn't give them approval, what happens? Is what I'm asking.
I'm not sure. I think they need some sort of.
How much money are they going to give her?
Well, they started out at 5, and now they're up to 20.
20 what?
1,000.
Oh my goodness. So wait a minute. So are they saying they want to come in and now start harvesting those minerals?
They want to drill more wells.
Okay.
It's got nothing to do with the mineral rights because our mineral rights are already tied up with Chevron.
Here's some informed. Here's some.
But I think it's because they're within 2,000 feet of his structure or his property line or something.
Okay,
Correct.
this is exactly what Jack says here. What is it? And it says that there are some regulations that require that they get this from you.
Right. Or they have to, there's a couple other ways they can get around it, but I think it's going to cost them time and money.
Right, because I think they do different kinds of drilling. If you don't give them an informed consent, they have to go farther away. And they have to do more horizontal stuff.
There's 3 houses within this 2,000-foot
area,
and they're trying to get us all to sign.
But what the hell's wrong with it for 20 grand? Why would you not?
I don't know. That's my mother-in-law wants to know. You know, you do what your mother-in-law tells you to do, right?
Yeah, you could. There's landmen and attorneys you'd need to contact if you want to send it. Tom, if you want to give them an address, I can send it to one of my buddies and get them an answer here.
You know what? Here's the deal. Send us a clip of this, and I'm going to forward it to Jack. Okay.
Okay.
Let's do that and find out more about it.
We'll give you some kitchen table advice.
Yeah, he'll give you some good advice on this. So you email it to us. We'll forward it on to Jack, and then he'll have your email, and then we can talk that way. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Laura, what's going on with you, Laura?
So we're having a problem with a travel agency.
Who's the agency?
It's World Mystery Trips based out of Denver.
And what's the problem?
So my sister and I travel regularly, and we like to go on group tours. So we booked 2 trips with this agency, and we were under the impression, based on the way that they were talked about and advertised, we were under the impression that they were group trips. One of them was we just got back from. It was to Turkey and Malta, and then the other one is supposed to be India in March of 2024. It turned out they are not guided tours. She just books a whole bunch of people, like strangers, on the same hotel, flight.
So you didn't like your Turkey trip?
Et cetera. We had quite a few problems with it. But
how much did you, are you looking for money back or what?
I'm looking for my India trip to be refunded because I've been to India before, and if that's the way she operates, that she's just dropping people in a foreign country with no guides, I don't feel that it would be safe.
Yeah, but did she mislead you into what these trips are? I mean, after all, they're called mystery trips. I mean, did she mislead you into thinking it was going to be toured and all of that? I mean, guided?
And yes, and so there's some dispute about whether it is guided, but the issue that we're having now is the Turkey tour wasn't guided, so we reached out to her and we started asking questions about India because we did not feel safe going if it was going to be the same sort of situation. And she claims that it is guided, but she would not answer any questions for us. She wouldn't tell us if it's a local guide or if it's her, if she's ever been to India before, if we're going to have transportation throughout. She wouldn't tell us anything. And we requested that she either assure us of her safety measures or refund us because we had had a pretty bad time with her company already on the Turkey trip. And so I said, look, her trip is completely sold out. It's over 6 months away, and she says she has a wait list. So I said, refund us minus your costs. So we'll eat the airline penalties. We'll eat your credit card costs. Just refund us minus your costs and refill our spots because we're not comfortable with the way that your company operates. We don't feel that we'll be safe. She replied back and said, I get that you don't want to go, but there are no refunds. And so I replied back and said, okay, well, if you're not going to refund me, then I'll go. And she did not reply. And so I emailed her again and said, please confirm if we're going on this trip or if you're planning on refunding us. And she did not reply. And my sister was emailing her at the same time.
Is there a phone number for World Mystery Trips?
Hey, Tom, I'm looking at their website. I don't really see anything that says that there's guided tours. They make suggestions for activities and book the hotel and all of that, but I don't see where it's like guided and you have someone holding your hand.
we need to clarify if she's going to get the trip or not. So if they're local, do they have an office and a phone number?
Can I finish telling you what has happened since then? So we've been trying to contact her, and we've been saying either confirm that we're going on this trip, because the other thing she did is she removed us from the India group for the tour group. And so that made us feel like she's not planning on taking us or refunding. So we reached out and said, either confirm that we're going and send us our trip details, or refund us minus your costs, but you can't just kick us out and keep our money. And so on Saturday morning, I was woken up by someone calling my phone repeatedly, and it turned out it was her son-in-law, who is an attorney, and he says he's pursuing damages against me, that they're pursuing legal action against me for damages to her company. But at this point, I had not so much as left an online review.
Yeah, but what are the damages?
There are no damages.
Well, did you, hold on,
did you talk to anyone?
Laura, did you tell him all you want is clarification about the trip?
Yes.
What damages are they talking about?
I'm happy to forward you all that. I have no idea.
Did he say he would find out if you're going or not?
No, they refused. As far as they're concerned, we're not going. They removed us from.
How
the
much
India
did you
group.
pay for the India trip?
$4,050.
Why did they remove you?
She is mad that we started asking questions, I guess. There was an incident in Turkey, too. When we first landed, the transportation she booked showed up.
Take a break when you get a chance.
There were 8 of us. And so they left with 4 people, and we were sitting outside the Istanbul airport.
Okay, so they think you're troublemakers. That's why they're talking about damages.
Decided,
Hold on, and we'll come right back. Hold on.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
We're back to smooth driving throughout the Denver Metro for the 1 o'clock hour. Your usual slowdowns about town. I-25 northbound seeing some stop and go between 6th and Colfax. Up on the northeast end, I-270 westbound, your usual slow traffic through Commerce City. I-70 westbound just south of there, speeds in the 30s and 40s between Colorado Boulevard and York. I-70 eastbound, no complaints from one end of town to the other. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, sunny skies today and throughout the rest of the week. We're looking at a high of 84 this afternoon. Overnight low of 52. Tomorrow, the warmest day of the week with a high of 86 degrees. The current temperature in Denver is 74 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at
You're next, Tom.
Blindster. We offer over 50 different custom window treatments, including faux wood blinds and shutters, all at prices less than retail. Plus, we'll send you free samples before you buy. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Good guerrilla marketing campaign.
You know, K&H Home Solutions has a few distinctions. First of all, they're the oldest home improvement company in all of Colorado. I've been dealing with them the entire time I've been here, 40 years. They've been around 65 years. I knew the original owner. I knew Ted, who took over, and then Lee Diamond and his son who took over, and they're great people, and you have great products. I'm telling you, wonderful products. Window siding, doors, and more, including windows and including, of course, their roof and gutters, all of it, from a company I know and trust, and you can too. 303-421-7100. 303-421-7100. And that's khwindows.com. Hey, when it comes to storm damage, if you have a problem with your roof, your gutters, your siding, everything, anything damaged, they can do under one roof. Genesis can do it all. Genesis, specializing in storm damage for the entire exterior of your home, including fences, outbuildings, decks, painting, and more. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. They're the people that you call, and you have one source to deal with. It can't get better than that. One source for your insurance company to deal with. One check. 303-679-8509. Call them for all your storm damage. 303-679-8509.
Cause of action.
If you're
what
coming in tomorrow,
all right, I need to go.
I'll stay home. Please let me know. We have 2 guests. And,
Hey, Ernie wanted a boiler recommendation. What the hell? That was from the other day. Did he ever leave his information?
if you're coming in, I'll stay home.
I don't think so.
I'm going to do this yoga class tonight with weights.
Oh, goodness.
Ugh. I don't think Dragon can hear me ever, can
No
he?
yoga.
I'm doing a yoga class with weights.
No.
Like where you stand in tree with weights.
No.
Yeah.
Now, weights sound like fun, but not yoga.
In heat.
No.
The world is my oyster when Mark's away.
Yoga is terrible enough. You want to throw in weights with it? You're crazy.
And heat?
And heat. I almost threw up the last time I took the class.
Yeah, it sounds like a whole heck of a lot of fun. I did yoga and I almost threw up. Yeah, that sounds great, doesn't it, Dollar?
Wonderful.
I get to eat whatever I want. Well, I get to eat what I want anyway when Mark's home. But, it's like, oh, what are we having? Sometimes he picks, sometimes I pick. He's like, I bet you're just going to eat all healthy while I'm gone, aren't you? Yeah. Mark's a terrible influence. I can't hear Tommy and Jack.
They ain't talking right now.
Oh, they're not? Oh, I'm in the delay or something. Well, it looks like they're talking. Suze, are you doing hot yoga? I loved it when I was doing it, but had to put it on hold while my kiddos and tackle football. Man, Brianna, don't kids just ruin everything? Teasing. Can't wait to start again. Yeah, especially when it's cold out, Brianna. Frickin' yoga's the bomb when it's cold out.
No.
Yeah.
Yoga is never the bomb.
No, yeah.
It's like my church. And Brianna sitting out in the cold while your kid's doing football. Ooh, I'd never like that.
Yeah, that sucked.
It's not cold now, but when Miles played lacrosse, holy cow, I wanted to commit suicide on the daily.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
my God.
Freshman and sophomore
10 seconds, guys.
For hard to reach spots. Right now, get your first floss tip refill free at getquip.com/radio. That's getquip.com/radio.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's go back and talk to you. And Laura, here's the deal. I want to, so basically, you had a problem on one trip, wanted to cancel the second trip you booked with World Mystery Trips. They said not only are they going to cancel you, but they're going to keep your money because they don't like you for some reason. Basic. That's the bottom line. And they're going to come after you for damages.
Basically, bottom line, yeah.
I think they're trying to threaten you. They're not going to keep $4,000 would be ludicrous. Did you pay by credit card? We had suggestions from our YouTube morons, and
I did pay by credit card.
Did you pay for the trips separately?
Yes.
Laura?
Sorry, my AirPod just fell out. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I knocked my AirPod out.
Did you sell?
Yes, I paid.
Okay, then you should contest the India part. That's one thing. The second thing you could do, there's a few things you can do. But if they can't simply, and if they say, well, you called to cancel, you can say, no, we called to inquire about canceling. We never officially canceled. When is it supposed to leave?
Well, I have lots of documentation of us saying we'll still go then.
Good. When is it supposed to leave?
March 19th, I think.
Then we have time to work on this. I want you not yet to cancel the credit card. I want Deputy Dollar to call over to World Mystery. Do you have the attorney's name and number?
I do.
Look, we're not saying anything's wrong with them. We're simply calling them to find out if you can either go on the trip or get a refund. It would be unreasonable for them to cancel you. And Deputy Dollar, this is the point I would make, is that if they want to cancel her, it's unreasonable for them to keep her money. And if they're saying, well, we're canceling her for cause because of the first trip, I mean, come on, we need to look into this. So Deputy Dollar, you win this one. And then again, I think that they're trying to play hardball with you, and I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair at all. So hold on, and we're going to get this over to Deputy Dollar. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So, Genesis Total Exterior, somebody wanted that phone number again. I better give it to them because they're the ones that will do your storm damage. Someone wanted to know if they're there doing storm damage, can they actually do something else like an addition? The answer is yes. They're a regular home improvement company. So if let's say you have storm damage and the insurance is going to pay a certain amount. If you want to pay more and have some extra stuff done, you can. GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. 679-8509. Now, let's talk to Jack. And here's what I want to talk about. Fighting an HOA. I want to take this as a very simple story, and then we'll come back and finish it. But let's just make it real simple. We don't have to get into all the details. But, Jack, you bought a cottage basically in a subdivision.
That's right.
Controlled by an HOA.
That's right.
Now, they had certain, and I'm going to let you tell your story, but I want to lay out the groundwork first. There are certain common areas covered by the HOA.
Correct.
But they even covered, even though it's a cottage, your roof.
That's right.
And other things.
Exterior elements, yep.
So to sum this up, and to come back for more, but to sum it up, they didn't do the repairs properly on your roof. Is that right?
Correct.
And you wanted them to fix it.
Correct.
They wouldn't fix it, and you said, okay, I'll do it myself.
That's right.
But here's the rub. They wouldn't even let you do it yourself.
That's right.
You wanted to do it with your own dime.
I wanted to do it on my own dime.
Now we're going to talk about the battle, just some highlights, and how you can, if you chip away, fight an HOA. And we're not giving names just yet because it might be resolved because of his tenacity. And we'll do it right after this.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Your standard drive throughout the
Don't
Denver
take any more
Metro as we
calls.
navigate the early afternoon. 5 northbound,
Just
some
take 'em
usual
for tomorrow,
slowdowns into downtown. We're
'cause
seeing
I'm
speeds in
gonna
the
finish
40s
this
and
story
50s between Alameda and Colfax. Northeast from there, I-70 westbound, some stop and go between Dahlia and York Street. Just north of there through Commerce City, I-270 westbound, your usual slowdowns approaching Vasquez. And heading out east for folks leaving DIA today, Pena Boulevard southbound, some slow traffic between Tower Road and 56. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, sunny skies today and throughout the rest of the week. It's going to be a warm one to start off the fall, high of 84. This afternoon, overnight low of 52. Tomorrow, high 86. The current temperature, 77 degrees with your impact traffic and weather. Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Want to save big on custom faux wood blinds, shutters, cellular shades, and more? Shop
You're next, Tom.
Hey,
to
we're logged
50%
out of
over
this thing,
comparable
even though
blinds from brick and mortar stores. Get custom blinds at low prices and free shipping at Blindster.com.
SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's INC for Incorporated. I love referring Simply Floors. Buddy and Karen Mitchell are the flooring experts. They use proximity mills, which have great deals for your fix and flip or your dream home. What I love about Simply Floors is that you're dealing with Buddy and Karen to get the right kind of floor for what you want. They have all kinds of flooring, from carpeting to hardwoods, solid hardwoods, to engineered floors to LVPs. And here's what I love, is they do it the right way. 2 locations, southwest corner of 52nd Award or 470 in Quebec. Look them up and then call them. It's simplyfloorsinc.com, 303-731-5380. And when we're talking about great people and you want some extra money, let's talk David Ellis Jewelry. This is a simple proposition, okay? I'm just going to tell you to you. Go down there and sell your jewelry or your junk jewelry or your antique or your used, whatever it is. Don't do it on social media. Don't meet people in parking lots. Don't send stuff off in the mail. Just go down to 3rd and Clayton, Cherry Creek, and talk to David Ellis Jewelry. Get a price and do business. 303-322-8779, a name we've trusted for 40 years, davidellisjewelry.com, 3rd and Clayton, 303-322-8779.
Audio comes from him, but
not when he's here.
Not when he's here.
Right.
But
Censor.
we still need a way to get YouTube on.
You mean on your thing?
Right.
We should be fine.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I thought we were, before you went to break.
No, I don't think you do when we're in studio.
Well, we were talking, okay, we were talking about,
Yeah.
we were talking about
Okay, Chicky.
your case, we were talking about the fund, we were talking about the water. We were talking
Switchblade.
about, what else?
Oh, that was it. That was the,
Scott, good luck with the travel agency. It doesn't make it clear,
I'd be
like.
interested to see when you
No, I'm looking at
And
their
it says
website.
non-refundable.
I like it.
Are you gonna call the attorney?
Threat of Martino.
I guess so, because there's no phone number for World Travel.
Because they're tone.
No.
And
Oh.
if they have an attorney,
Stalemate for 3
Yeah,
months.
unless
Probably-
the caller has a phone number.
Go ahead.
well, possibly, yeah.
Put on your.
But
Yeah, which
there's an attorney involved.
Kind of. They're still taking the
Yeah, usually that's.
If you get the business, they're going to say, call the attorney.
Yeah,
assessment.
probably so.
Probably what they're
Let
going
me
to
know, and then,
Okay.
Smooches, see you next week.
do. Okay.
Only met a few. Some do. Some were texting me, cheering me on. The other ones, or my other neighbors on the board. They got all sorts of decks and all sorts of shit that weren't ever permitted. That I try to do one
Any
thing.
more of those cottages for sale?
I had my realtor put out letters. They're all
At least we have audio.
Oh, yeah. That's what I did up in one. I wanted to solve it. Near Aspen. Did that last year. Bought it during COVID when everybody freaked
I
out.
did so.
But I think that's coming. I think the market correction's coming. I've been patiently sitting on the sidelines waiting for this collapse I thought was coming, reading all these, like The Big Short. You ever
Love
seen
my
that?
job.
I'm sure you have. I mean, it's been,
Really
I'm not Michael Burry, but I'm watching all these delinquent payments, and all these people are delinquent 60 days on their mortgages, and there's, right now the asset to debt ratio right now is 1 to 7. Seven increments of debt for one increment of assets. People are leveraged to that bill right now. Making $1 trillion in credit card debt, and it's going up with all these interest rate increases. Average interest rate for a credit card's at 25-26% now. So you've got 1 unit of assets for 7 units of debt. That's the average American. It's not sustainable. It's 2008 on steroids, man. Everybody's got their fucking.
I know. What a
Hey,
day.
Suze.
She gone.
She's
Gone.
She said, F this, I'm out.
I'll have her text me. Yeah, of course. Not yet.
How do you know when you go back?
I hear that up in music.
Okay. I want to make you a new logo. I want to make you a new logo and give you some concepts for free. Really?
Yep.
Okay. AT&T Globe?
Yep, Absolutely, same guy. And I'll tell you the really cool one. You saw the one that's dark that does a stamp right there. Now the animation wasn't done.
Laura the Troublemaker.
All right, 15 seconds here, buddy.
It's time for the Centennial State Civil War. Hi, this is voice of the Bus, Mark Johnson. Tonight, the Buffs battle the Rams in Boulder. Coverage starts at 6, kickoff at 8 on 630 KHOW and on iHeartRadio.
So let's talk. So he's gets a letter from the HOA telling him to stop everything. He wanted to fix up his own place. He didn't even want them to do it, even though some of it was covered by HOA. So what happened? Tell your story.
Well, everyone's afraid to fight an HOA.
Yeah.
And I being in business, you can't let people push you around, and it is intimidating. That's why I want to tell the story, is that it feels like David versus Goliath, and the stuff the HOA was telling me didn't match with the bylaw. I actually sat down and read 64 pages of bylaws to understand what they were trying to tell me. At the end of the day, I kind of outmaneuvered them a little bit and said, F you guys, I'm going to proceed anyway, to which they engaged their attorney.
Okay, so what did you do?
I got an attorney. And I got a good attorney, and and I called you, and we were locked horns. We've been hammers down for almost 3 months to just fix this hole in my roof.
So explain what were like you said, eventually with HOAs, and this happens a lot, even on this show, it doesn't become about the requirements, or it actually becomes a sword fight. I hate to use that word.
No, this is human nature at its finest. This is old people versus young people type stuff. Just a dichotomy.
Or old school, yeah.
Old school, new school, anything like that. And so there's a board full of old people that don't like
that always done things the same way.
They've done the same. They want old Florida. They want it to be cheap. They want it to look like it's falling apart. That's an old Florida look. It's this cottages with all sorts of crap hanging off of it. I see a diamond in the rough that, hey, this thing's on the water and it's beautiful, and I want to polish this gem.
But they don't want to bring people like you. They want to keep things. But this is the same can be said here in Colorado.
100%.
All right. So how do you fight that?
I am not very patient. I got a good attorney, which I'd recommend to anybody. Everybody thinks attorneys are very expensive, and they can be, but some things are worth it, right?
Because if they're strong enough, they can shut it down.
And in this case, we are. And in this case, I was going to die on this hill, and they were going to die there with me. If that was going to be the case, I was either going to outlive them or I was going to outmaneuver them. I don't care. And for me, it was principle. So I got a good attorney. We went through bylaws. We went back and forth, and found them in several. We trapped them with some emails, and at the end of the day, we've started to move forward. As of last week, I called you, and
but isn't the bottom line that you let other people know you're not looking for their money, you're looking to do it yourself?
And it was a board that kind of abandoned its fiduciary responsibility just in the name of principle and this human nature. This is the only. It was crazy to me, Tom. HOAs. I employ over 150 employees. I would kill to have the amount of tenacity and commitment from my employees.
If they want to do it, you're right.
That HOA people have this undying commitment to do their job as volunteers.
They want to make life difficult.
Make life difficult. It's like a divorce.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Why is it? Because so many HOAs are like that.
It's second to divorce. It's the exact same mentality as a divorce attorney.
It's almost like even if they're wrong, they will fight you to the end.
Till the end. Human nature.
But the people on HOAs all over seem to share the same kind of personality.
Because they're not using their own resources. If they were fighting with their money, they would give up instantly. They would fold like a cheap suit. They're using basically an unlimited amount of resources that they'll recapture through assessment. And so it's a different thing. So I was impatient. I had to this was an exercise. I could have completed this project 10 times. I had to practice extreme patience and just follow the process.
And I think the important thing is if the community finds out, the dues-paying community, that the HOAs are wasting their money, it will piss them off.
No question.
That's one of the important things, is that they're fighting for the sake of fighting only. Anyway, EnergyStrong.com if you want to find out about his podcast, EnergyStrong.com. And we have, of course, help at 303 Martino 24/7. Save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino.
Thanks, bro.
That was fun.
Real Tom Martino. Stay connected.
That's fun. Sometime you ought to let